All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the nighttime stream for Monday. Just a normal day of the week. Isn't that nice? Nothing crazy going on. Let's see. Let's pause this. Oh, my eyes itchy. Let's see. For the title tonight, I guess the title ought to be Surprise 151 Case Break tonight. And then also, we should talk about hot breaks and new consignment slabs. All right, those are all the things. The breaks are hot. They move steadily but surely. Here we go, boys. Time to go big or go home. Hopefully somebody pulls the Gengar. All right. Ooh. Ow, feels like there's something in my eye. What the hell? Yeah, I got eyelash in my eye. Okay, Mr. Alex has already shared the link. And here I am putting it in the second Discord server. Let's go ahead and clear these up. Go ahead and clean up some of these emails. We don't want all these emails. Okay. I'm hooking up my eBay vault with my PSA vault. Yeah, you have to actually connect them if they didn't have the same email. A lot of work. You are. All right, cool. I've been using the I've been using the eBay / PSA vault. Clicking on this. Toby Walters did have an order before we went live. 10 times the Japanese OP13. I say we take care of that because he's got a long way to go. Now, here's the nice case that these just came out of. Okay, we got our case here of the 151. That's 151 Surprise. There's an exclusive Gengar Pikachu in there that people really like. But before we begin, let's go ahead and get these one-piece packs open. This was a pre-order for one-piece packs. He wants 10 of them. I just made another slab payment. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 of these. And let's see. I'm going to snip this. Mr. CS Man. Did you see that other guy, Mr. Dominic, trying to buy out all of my, he's trying to buy out all of my quest sticker cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's pretty interesting. But I don't know if he wanted the Grimer and the Doduo because he's already bought a Grimer and a Doduo from me. I had 2 of them. So these 2 are right now, or 3, I should say. These guys are still for sale. He hasn't actually purchased them, probably because he's already bought all of these from me once. All right, this is for our good friend Toby Walters. All right, Toby from Down Under. Let's go ahead and start snipping this. I don't like those as much for some reason. The art doesn't make me feel like I really want it. Oh, that's cool. We are. You ready? All right. I'm into all the weird stuff like poker cards, Topps cards. I like those quest stickers. I like Cardos cards in general. There we go. I talked to you in private. Show you some numbers, Mr. CS Man. They might not look like the mainstream cards, but they've done numbers. Poker cards I like because I actually play poker. Oh, yeah, those are super cool, man. Should have some more of those coming from back from PSA soon, actually. I think we have one submission that's returning to us. Okay, here's a holo. Here's a holo. Holos, this is Toby Walters. Gem 3, says J. Oliver. No, we don't have Gem 3. I do find it interesting that so many people have talked about Gem 3 now, though. Maybe it's more common in other places. So we'll take a look into Gem 3. I've already ordered it, actually. It's simply not here. It has to come over here from China. China's pretty far away, and I won't truly know how to price them until I finish paying an import fee on them. All right, sounds exciting. There we go. All right. My box delivered to you Saturday. I got it. I looked at it. You had some nice sardines in there. I got to have like an option to force me to eat a tin of sardines in the live stream. I think that would be really funny. But the problem is I'm kind of full right now. That's for Toby. All right, I'll show off my sardine eating skills. They're so delicious. T.O. Toby, like from The Office. Thank you so much for those sardines. I always enjoy that. That's really fun. Trenton, Travis, Toby Walters. Oh, Toby, your bag's from 12/24. I guess I'll update it for him. He's international, so let's update it. He was here after all. International guys, they get a free update on their bag every time. International. Okay. Sardines, yuck. Sardines are so good. You're missing out. You're missing out. Hey, what's up, Brett? How's it going, man? Hope you're having a nice day. CS Min says another slab away payment. I'll just tuck that away real fast. Slab away. So you sent in 150. Minus 150. Boom. 490 remains. 490. Boom. All right, that's updated as well. Perfect. Now, we've got this little thing called the 151 case break. And it was a way for you guys to open up a whole case of 151 surprise. However, it did not fill. And then we set an expiration date for it to finish. And now today is that date. Here it is, starting with Mike. He's new. Who is Mike? He must have gotten in here a while ago. I don't even know who that is. Mike. He either sent through ZELLE or through CASHAPP. I bet he sent through CASHAPP. Yeah, here he is. He sent it back in August. Is Mike here? Mike Hawk. Mike, does he know that we are live? I would like him to know. I think I'm going to warn him because he's a new guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into CASHAPP and I'm going to send him $1. What was his exact CASHAPP name? Does it say? Just says Mike. Well, maybe I can look into my orders. Search transaction, Mike. Here it is. And I'd like to be able to send him like $1 or something. Yeah, I'm going to send him $1. Opening 151 tonight. Smiley face. Okay. He's a new guy, and I don't want him to miss it. Is he here? He's not saying he's here, is he? I want to say opening your 151 tonight. He's the first guy. So I just sent him $1. And so hopefully that helps him realize that the stream is live. Let me go ahead and uncoil this cord. Hey, what's up? I was wondering if your Grail card yet. If not, what is it? When I want a card, I definitely don't talk about it, because if I talk about it, I'm worried whoever sells it to me might be more aware of how badly I want it. Also, I don't want other people to suddenly go, oh, this is the Cardconomist wants. It must be good. I'm going to buy one myself. So I'm not trying to create any extra competition for myself. But I did actually kind of buy a card I really wanted very recently. I've really wanted one of these for years, actually. This Japanese Shining Tyranitar. He's only population 67. He's way more rare. Haha, 67. He's way more rare as a Japanese PSA 10 than as an English first edition PSA 10. So the English version of this card is more common than the Japanese. What a special thing. So this was one of my grails, and I've got him now. So I'm set. And to tell you the truth, I don't hunt for as many Pokemon cards these days because I've mostly obtained everything I wanted to obtain. So, you know, when I see something I like, I can still go after it. Like if I see another one of those Tyranitars, I can get 2 of them. No problem. So I just keep my eyes on the market. But yeah, I've actually obtained most of the cards I really loved. I would say one of my biggest grails was this one. We obtained this one in January, just before the big explosion. I always wanted this Gyarados because he was a red Gyarados. So Gold Star Gyarados is probably the holy grail of Gyarados. So I did obtain it. Lucky me. Now I can die happy, and then someone else will have my cards. They won't be considered mine. All right, so we sent Mr. Mike that message. I think we're good to go. Let's get started. It goes 2 boxes for Mike, 1 box for me. Okay, I'm going to move this to the side. Somewhere. There it goes. All right, so these are straight out of a fresh case. We're hoping for the Pikachu card. Okay, that pop is worth the overpay. Yeah, I mean, 67, that's pretty low. Twitch messed up again. They threw away gifts sent to the VTubers. What? All right. I think when I started collecting back in 2019, my big Grail card, my very first Grail card was probably Shining Kabutops, because I actually owned one of those when I was a kid. But as a kid, I always wanted a Shining Tyranitar, and so I bought one of those pretty soon afterwards. Do you want to know how much I paid for a PSA 10 first edition Shining Tyranitar back in 2019? I paid $800 for it, and that was considered, at the time, a record price. That was a top price for a top card. $800. $800 for Shining Tyranitar. It's 6 years later. That same Shining Tyranitar is probably worth, like, I don't know, like $12,000 or something. Pretty good. Pretty dang good. All right. Thoughts about people who donate their wealth when they die? I mean, actually, it makes a lot of sense. Like, everybody who's alive hates billionaires. But you know, those billionaires, they die one day, and then that money just gets redistributed at that point to somebody. Maybe to their children even, but their children might decide to squander it, or their children might decide to redistribute. But that money, it truly does not stay in the hands of the billionaire forever. It's beautiful. That was actually a subject we were talking about last night. I have a theory that America will do best when it encourages lots more billionaires to join the country and pay taxes. And you encourage them to join by saying, hey, come here. We got a great quality of living, lots of technology, advanced medicine, and lower taxes than the rest of the world. So I actually think a low tax system works better. I think you see that in the States. You see like Texas doing well, Florida doing well, Nevada's doing well, Tennessee's doing well. So I think lower taxes really does attract wealth. Sort of like that theory, you know, money goes where it's treated best. So we were talking about that last night, and that's my theory is the trick isn't to drive all the rich people away with super high taxes. You're not going to make any money. The trick is to get them all over here and then just tax them. You know what I mean? Just normal taxes. You ready? Ooh, starting out with the little Arbok. Very nice. How much were these packs? We did $200 a box. The allure was that this box would be 100% from a sealed case, and it was. So these are all from sealed cases with no Gengar already pulled. You know, like that's kind of how it works. If you guys don't know how ripping ships work, let me let you guys in on a little secret on how ripping ships work. Some of you guys have been around for a long time. You already know. Some of you guys are new, and look at that. That had some flaws on it, huh? That's weird. Some of you guys don't know. So it works kind of like this. Some rich guy with a lot of money comes in when your product is fresh, and he just keeps picking through your product until the chase pull is pulled. In this case, it would be that Pikachu Gengar, wouldn't it? So he comes through with a lot of money. He picks through it. He pulls the chase card. Once the chase card's pulled, he's out. And then there's just a whole bunch of cold ones left over. And then you come in thinking you've got a chance for the hit, the chase, and you don't because it's already been picked out. Ooh, a Raichu, lovely. So that's why we were trying this experiment called a case break, where the whole case is sold before it's opened, and it gives you this really solid chance to get the card you want without worrying about anyone else having searched the case. That was the idea. It wasn't that popular. Maybe 151 surprise was too expensive. I have a different theory, though. I think my theory is that people just don't like to wait for breaks to go off. I think that's what it is. People don't like to wait for breaks. I know because we have slab breaks all the time. So hard. The hardest point to sell on a slab break is always the middle section. You'd think it's the beginning, but it's actually the middle. When a slab break starts, the first couple of spots sell very quickly. Those are very motivated people who really want in. Then you got this middle section that's super slow. Nobody wants in. Nobody wants to wait for it to go off. And then once it's about to go off, boom, it's gone instantly. It sells so fast near the end. People want they want to see the outcome instantly. So that's a desired product when it comes to live streaming. They don't want to wait. So I think that a case break, it's a novel idea, but it comes with a big drawback. People don't want to wait to fill up a case break because they're worried they'll have to wait a long time. Actually, in the daytime stream, we just canceled the Mega Evolutions box break. And we did that because it was moving too slow, so people backed out of it. So we went ahead and canceled that one. Of course, I wanted to cancel it after the product arrived. We don't normally host that style of box break once the product's actually in. Those are one of those pre-order box breaks. We don't normally host those. There we go. All right. People want instant gratification. They don't want to fill up a case break. They want to open packs today. There you go. So there's a lovely Raichu. All right, you ready? Mr. gets to open the leftover boxes. It's not about getting to open the leftover boxes. It's about making sure we do not create a system where you win if you stay out of the break. So we don't want to create that system. Here's Goldine. By the way, this is Mike's order. Here's Arcanine. Mr. Mike. Here's Alakazam. Yeah, like if a case partially sells, you might be like a kind of guy who goes, okay, we'll see what the outcome is. And then if no Gengar's pulled, then I want the product real bad. We don't want to create that reward structure for people who stayed out of the break. We want you to come in and take a risk with everyone else. Here's Vileplume. Here's Flareon. Here's Arcanine. Here's Starmie. Staryu and Starmie getting a little more attention lately because of the Mega Evolution for Starmie being such a hot topic. Here's Chansey. Oh, all those packs, and finally a Master Ball arrives. Master Ball Bellsprout, very cute. Okay. Here's a Radon. And here's Omastar. What's the best card you can pull from this set? This is Surprise 151, and it's really just a reprint of older, Japanese sets you and I have already had. So it's a Chinese reprint of sets that we've already got. However, it comes with an exclusive card. It's a Pikachu card with Gengar behind him. Looks actually kind of like the cover art right here. So that's why it's so popular. People just want that exclusive and nothing else. The exclusive right now sells for about $4,000. Might be a little more than $4,000. It's a really expensive exclusive. Charmander. Last pack. Oh, Mewtwo. All right. So one thing's for sure. These packs are very tough. You can sense it right away. Reminds me of 151 Journey. So these are very tough. That was for our friend Mike. Hope Mike got to see this. I don't think he's here. Mike, are you here? Are you watching? Okay, Mr. Mike. How are we today? Hey, how are you today, Miss Mary? All right. I bet Mary hasn't bought Pokemon in 1 year. That's okay. You don't have to buy Pokemon cards. I just like that if you come here and hang out. There we go. I want people to understand this is a place you can hang out. You don't have to buy cards. There's Mike. Okay, Mike with an MI going up here. With the name of just Mike. It's kind of a scary name. Now, after Mike, I believe it was me. So it goes me next, then Joshua, Brett, Andrew, Isaac, Brett, CS Man, William Henry, and Salvador Zimbabwe. So I am next on the chopping block. Wish me luck. To be honest, I'm not going to feel bad if I pull that Gengar. I would like him just as much as you guys. Ready? Enjoying my hot cup. Ooh, battery's about to go out on this. You guys wishing me luck? Don't wish me too much luck. There we go. Okay. I'd be happy just to break even. You don't break even on all the boxes, because the value of the Gengars pushed the price of these packs up so freaking high. Please pull it. Pull the chase. Now you're going to pull it, Mr. CS Man. Don't worry. There it goes. All right. There's no such thing as luck in the box, meaning that the early packs or the later packs, the later boxes, none of them are lucky. It is. Pokemon's very good at this kind of stuff. They're very good at spreading the hit throughout the case. Okay. Let me think about what I saw. The other guy pulled an Arbok, and he pulled a Bellsprout Master Ball. So there's a very good chance that this is just a cold box. Okay. All right. Here goes. Got a little Voltorb. Here's a little Alakazam. I like this Jolteon. He's cute. Okay, a little Jolteon. Okay, here's a Wartortle. A little Vulpix. Here's a little Moltres. Vileplume. Hey, I pulled the shiny Starmie. We were just talking about that. We were just talking about how this Starmie is a little more relevant lately. Okay. Well, that's it. That's the whole box for me. Okay. Starmie. Oh, the Jolteon over there. Okay. Here's Horsey. Rhyhorn. I'd love to pull like a Master Ball. Omastar. I don't think I will, though. Little Charizard. That's kind of nice. It's not too bad. Okay, so I got a little Charizard. I got a little Starmie. There we got a little Goldeen. Here's a little Mankey. And that's going to be it for me. So you can see these boxes can be brutal. They can be really cold. All right. Poor Cardconomist. That guy has no luck. Are you supposed to grade those shiny cards? Wow, that was kind of brutal. Yeah. You know, that's the nature of it. That's the nature of it. That's how we understand it. Pop this in here. So that'll be processed one day. I like the little Starmie, though. That'll probably sell for a whole 30 bucks if it grades 10. Okay, so now TCC's done. Joshua Collings is next. Joshua, you're in a better position than I am, because with that box going by, you might have a better shot at an AR or a Master Ball. Let's find out. Hey, what's up, Beast Man? Tossing this. All right. Ooh. Speaking of Chinese, man, I hope they don't do that 100% tariff. Did you guys hear about that? Trump's all mad. China raised like the price on rare earth minerals and restricted what it could be used for. I think they're kind of doing that to sort of show what kind of muscle they have just before a meeting, a trade deal meeting. So I think they're sort of positioning themselves to fight for a better deal or something. And today, Donald Trump went to Australia and signed an $8 billion, was it 8 or 80? I can't remember. I think it was just 8. An $8 billion contract with Australia for rare earth minerals. So that's very interesting. It is. I guess China has sort of a monopoly that it's built on quickly refining and digging up those rare earth materials, which is what it's kind of using right now to produce its electric vehicles. So it produces electric vehicles much cheaper and faster than the US does, with huge automatic factories, cheaper labor, but also the fact that they're the ones who actually produce the rare earth minerals, so they just immediately get a cost advantage that way. And so they're making these really nice cars for very little cost. And people are saying, hey, I want to buy one of those. Here we go. What do we got? We got Starmie. Ooh. Here's Omastar. This is Joshua Collings. Joshua. Mewtwo. You got a degree in yapping. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. China has been in Africa processing for decades ahead of America. Yeah, and so while America was busy doing, you know, war all over the Middle East and fighting inside of its own country over problems like subjects of immigration and race and Marxism and all these other things. While we're busy debating this, China has none of those debates inside of their country. And instead of being at war, China says, hey, Africa, we'll build this road or this bridge for you in exchange for access to your rare earth minerals. So that's what they've been doing. So they've been building their own country up while we've been blowing up other people's countries and then handing that over to the Taliban pretty quickly afterwards. Not super effective, not critical hit. Actually, there was a critical hit. There was a critical hit to the Treasury. All right, so far, not so good. These boxes are tough, but we've come to expect that from these. You ready? So, really, China kind of stays out of most wars, directly out. Did you notice that? And I think that's a great strategy. They've decided to just focus on building up their economy. Ooh, oddish. I think that's worked really well for them. There it is. And so one Master Ball oddish coming out. Oh, and one Venusaur right at the end. All right. There we have Venusaur. That's Joshua Collins. Your last pack, or last two packs were actually pretty good. Pretty interesting subject, huh, guys? Funny thing, Taliban actually doing good by their country, building their infrastructure and their economy. Well, they're definitely native, so they care a lot. They're from that region, and it's like their home. Whereas for us, it's this place halfway across the world. We don't live there. It's not our culture. It's not our place. And we're busy trying to sort of inject all these ideas into that country. We're trying to turn them into another United States. And you can't just override like 1,000 or 2,000 years of history and culture overnight. So what a mistake. What a waste of money that was. All right, Joshua. Why do you think no one wanted to fight to keep it that way? No. We got to fight the Taliban. We got to keep Iraq or Afghanistan needs to remain a puppet state of the West. We have to fight. No one wants to fight for the death to that kind of idea. I think we're getting you a new bag, Mr. Josh. Yeah, so they don't, we can send our own fighters over. I don't think they know why they're fighting either. They're like, why are we fighting over here? Pretty disastrous for us. It is. I think that those decisions are what led eventually to Donald Trump, because he was sort of he came in and he talked crap on the Republican Party. He actually hated on the Republican Party. I don't know if you guys remember that. But that was part of what made him hugely popular with Republicans. They were really unhappy. There we go. All right. Anyways, there's a little history for you guys. Almost 100 CCV. Mister, I have an idea. If nobody pulls anything good in these boxes, just sell the rest, but with the markup so you get punished for waiting. These boxes will disappear forever. Here we are. Joshua Collins. It's a kind of thing where we don't want to reward you for having waited out. I wouldn't worry too much about it, because for all we know, the Gengar might get pulled like right now. It might be Brett's box right now. So Mr. Brett is next. Actually, what we could do, we could write your name on this box, Mr. Brett. Write it down as BL. And then we could pull up Andrew Martin. So this is Andrew's box. And mark it AM. Okay, and then it would be Isaac Thomas. So he would get the next one after that. So here's Isaac Thomas. IT, Isaac Thomas. Now we'll set these to the side. And as you can see in this list, goes Brett, Andrew, Isaac, Brett. So he has two boxes. So let me just get his second box. This is rightfully yours in the correct order. We care about that kind of stuff. It's like fate or something. Oops. How much for a box? It's too late. You had to buy one earlier. That can't be bought anymore. This is Brett Love. All right, Brett. Let's get it. Out of time. All right. I received the TCC guaranteed. All good. Good luck to all. Good luck, Mr. Brett. Let's get you a Pikachu Gengar. Now, if we could pull this on screen, it'll make a fantastic clip. Okay. Ugh. got to start adding deadlines like everyone's asking to get into it now. Well, yeah, now that a couple boxes have been opened, nothing good's been pulled. Hey, wait. I'm just kidding. Are you ready? Here goes. Snippet 1. We have a full second sealed case of this. So I have the ability to begin, and I can show you, I have the ability to begin selling these booster packs on the stream in the usual way. I don't know if we'll do case breaks again. I feel that case breaks were not a success. Primarily because everyone was just waiting for it to fill up before they join, I think. I think that's what they do with breaks these days. They go, someone else fill it up. I'll join when it's got 2 spots left. Here's Horsey. Here's... Actually, the other problem is there's just too many good breaks. I mean, we had lots of breaks go off at the same time ever since we started this one. But maybe another problem is no one's ever opened this before, so they don't know what to expect. There's a little Arbok. This is for you, Mr. Brett. Honestly, just want a nice Master Ball. I read something about a Team Rocket Unlimited booster break. No. There is not a Team Rocket Unlimited booster break. That's not true. Are you saying that's... Oh, there you go. Seal Master Ball. Very cute. So you guys can see these Master Ball cards are actually a little bit rare. Is that in the menu? Did you say that it's in the menu? Hold on. No, it's not in the menu. All right. When do you think the AO break will go off? AO, what's that? Ancient Origins? I don't know, but that one won't. That one will not have a completion date. Like, oh, you must be in it by. I suppose it could actually if I wanted to, but I think it'd be a real pity. Ooh, there's a Jinx. Wow, we're getting rich tonight, boys. Seal Master Ball and Jinx. Here's Vaporeon. Here's, hey, there's one of those Gengars. We do like this Gengar. All right, and here's, that also means you probably pull a Master Ball of this Gengar. There's Vulpix. Here's Oddish. And here's a Mewtwo. Nice. So that's box number 1, Mr. Brett. We got box number 2 on standby. By the way, feel free to send your orders in right now while you guys are watching this get open. We just started about 30 minutes ago. Plenty of time to place an order. We got a lot of breaks. We got a lot of booster packs. Got a lot of things going on. We are. All right. I noticed we have 100 viewers and 20 likes. Take a second to smash that like button. Let's get that number up. All right. Mewtwo's body fat has to be like 1%. Oh, yeah? I don't know. He's got pretty thick thighs. All right. I noticed not a lot of ARs at all so far. Okay. And snipping that as well. Good. Okay, Brett Love's second box. We got the eggs. Hey, Master Ball Slowbro. That's pretty cool. That's a good Master Ball, in my opinion. Better than Seal. Seal's tough. Here's Dragonite. Here's Fearow. Flareon. Nidoqueen. Magikarp. Okay, here's Ivysaur. Just imagine in the future, they're going to be CT scanning these when they're, you know, $500 a box. $500 is enough, you know. It's like, all right, wheel out the CT scanner. Here's Doduo. Here's Ditto. And Vaporeon. Nothing crazy, Mr. Brett. So these are quite tough. Imagine using a CT scanner to scan Pokemon card packs, and then later in life you get cancer, and you have to sit there and wonder, did I give myself cancer opening Pokemon cards? That'd be terrible. You know? All right. Brett, you got a lot of bags, Brett. They're all over the place, aren't they? Let's see. Brett. So we got a Blake, we got a Brandel, we got a Bryce. Bryce, you're not in here, though. How about in here? Beatrice. Okay. I know you got a bag over here, though, right? Yeah, here it is. Brett Love. There we go. Look at these nice cards. These are so. This one's actually a 10. Hey, we're real close to Halloween now, huh, guys? How about that? It's the 21st now. What day is officially Halloween? Does anyone know? I haven't looked it up. Galarian Slowbro 10. Very nice. That's in English. That's the Master Ball Gengar break. Jump in there. It's up to 9 out of 19. This is one of those new consignment slabs for Jimmy Therese. He's selling some slabs because he has a new baby and he needs to make a little bit of money. Okay? He got a baby. Baby time. I believe it's Andrew's turn next, right? Yeah, Andrew Martin is next. Andrew Martin, Andy Man. Better plug this. Oh, the problem is this is not plugged in. Oh, I was wondering why the iPad was dying. The plug wasn't plugged in. All right. There we go. Ready? Okay, lovely. Ba-doo. We got some classy jazz playing right now. Oh, all right. Hold on. My stupid iPad's doing something that I don't like. It's on low battery mode. I don't want that. Let's see. How do we look up battery mode? Here it is. Battery low power mode is off. Perfect. Now let's go back to YouTube. According to that data graph, 100% of the usage on this iPad has been YouTube. That's right, because we only use it to display the live chat. That's it. That's the only thing we use it for. All right, Andrew Martin, are you scared? You should be. Little snip. Okay. And a little snip. And a little snip. A couple little snips in there. Good. Throwing that away. What do we got here? We've got Mr. Mime. Vileplume. Look at that Vileplume. Ah, Blastoise looking great. Okay, Blastoise pull. No Altarts. You know, you could pull an Altart of one of these. Also, notably, no other ARs. That's odd. No other ARs so far. There's Omastar. Here's Beedrill. Here's Marowak. Master Ball Ponyta. Very nice. That was a good box, Andrew. Dragonite. Zapdos. Okay, got a little Zapdos EX. Something's in my eye. It's so annoying. What? I got like a piece of dust in my eye. All right. Here's... Aha! Goldeen. And Doduo. Here's Squirtle. Look at that Squirtle. We've got Georock. Hey, there's that beautiful Gengar again. He's a nice card, isn't he? And lovely Cloyster. Okay. No AR in this box either. I like your box a little bit better than some of the other ones, though. I mean, I like the Gengar is a nice bonus pull. All right. Andrew Martin. Set that there. Let's go grab his bag. Andrew Martin. There it is. Boink. Okay. Now we have an order from Isaac Thomas. Mr. Isaac, good luck. Ooh, scary Isaac. All right, let's get those likes up. Take a moment and smash that like button, will you? Ready? We just started about 40 minutes ago. You guys are doing pretty good already, actually, with the likes. Being at 30 likes in the first 40 minutes, that's good. Where's the break list? Here it is. Okay. So we got CS Man, William Henry, and Sarah Dusenberry left. We sold a little more than half the case, and then it stopped. The deadline was reached. All right, Isaac Thomas. All right. Mr. Isaac. If we hosted another case break, what would you guys want it to be? What would be an interesting case of something to open? Probably something that's risky to open, right? There we go. Maybe a set with the particularly large hit, and that's the only hit. Snip this as well. There we go. All right. Isaac Thomas. Boom. Ready? Here we have B-Drill. Here we have, oh, Master Ball Magmar. A couple Master Balls coming out. That's good. Okay. We've got Flagrillon. Venusaur. Very good. Ooh. Okay, there's Venusaur. Here's Lapras. Nidorino. Kingler, the King. Weeping Bell. What's his name? Weedle. My brain kept saying Weavile, and I'm like, it's not Weavile. There you go. There you go. He's even in the new game. I caught one of those. I got a little B-Drill. Here's B-Drill. Gyarados. Gyat! One of the best Pokemon. Here's a Raichu. Snorlax. He'd be a nice Master Ball. And another Gengar. Okay, Isaac Thomas it is. This is CS. This is it, Mr. CS Man. This is when you pull your Pikachu Gengar right here, and it goes down in Pokemon infamy. Grab this bag. Okay. Good. Good. Let's go ahead and rotate these. Let's show off what we got here. This is the monthly bounty, right? So one person gets this at the end of the month, and your shot at pulling this is based on how many hits you got in the month overall. Here's the Waifu break. That's a Misty Cubone Cardos card, extremely rare, extremely desirable vintage card to own from 1998. This is a new consignment card. Her name is Kana or something like that from Kobayashi Dragon Maid, I think it's called. We once sold that. We sold that set a long time ago. Here is Nockley. That's a 10 Nockley for $35. Cool. So, back to the list. CS Men, Henry, and Seva. Let's get it. CS Man. Good luck, man. Ugh. Are you nervous? Are you shaking? Let's pop into here. Dude, that kitty cat we got, she's so rambunctious, so food greedy, and she's so freaking stinky, dude. That kitty cat is so stinky. Here we are. It's because she doesn't want to eat dry food. She only eats wet food. And the wet food smells like ass, like straight up. And here's the craziest part. She's so affectionate that she loves to groom you. She loves to get really close to your face and start licking your chin. And so she starts licking your chin, and you get that nice, stinky, rotten chicken fish flavor right up your nostrils. And I swear to God, I almost gagged. She got some cat breath that could kill you. Here goes. She's so determined to do it, too. It's like she needs to let you know, hey, I'm going to lick your chin. Mr. CS Man. What we got? Yeah, that smells bad, dude. It is. Smells worse than sardines. Smells like almost like rotten chicken or something. It's hard to describe. Okay. All right. She loves it too. She gobbles it down. Okay. She also does this strange behavior where if she wants food, she gets between your legs and she starts biting your toes. It's like she's herding you over to the food. All right, we've got Dratini. Unless you're going the right way, she gets between your legs and starts biting your toes while you're walking. If you're going the right way, she doesn't do it. She's like, you gotta walk toward my food. Here's Diglett. Oh, are we still running? Oh, weird. The comments weren't updating for me at all. That's so weird. All right, there we go. The oil smell. I'm a sue mister if I don't get the game. Good luck, bro. I want all my cool art commons. Let's see. Can we snipe boxes after the break? No, none of them are snipeable. The only way to get those boxes would have been to be in the break. Here's Articuno. There's a lot of people asking for that. And I let people know as we approached the break, you know, as the days went by, that there would be absolutely no way to buy the remaining boxes. They won't be for sale at all. They'll go up in a closet. All right, because we don't want to reward people for sitting out of the break. We don't want any reward for sitting out of the break. You got to join it. Now, we have a fresh case of 151 Surprise that I could crack that open. I can even show it to you. We got a fresh case. We can start over on a fresh case. Here's Moltres. Here's Pettis. So that's the way we would do it. Whether Gengar gets pulled or not, we would start a fresh case. Here's Vulpix. But I'd have to do a good price analysis of this set today. I'm a little scared of trying to acquire it. I don't know what the import fees will look like. Is your refrigerator running? Yes. Oh, yeah. You got a Master Ball Buck. Oh, yeah. Who doesn't want... Okay, this is it. Woo! All right, the magic. That's some Witch Doctor voodoo stuff. Oh, yeah. Starmie. The one we wanted. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, these packs are tough. There we have it. Sorry, man. That's tough. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Isn't that what they say? Okay. So really, your one card you might grade is this Master Ball. Ta-da! It's a Master Ball at least. Hey, what's up, KHAA? How do I order cards? That's a great question. To order cards live, you need to head to the description of the live stream. Do you know how to do that? Some people are still learning how to do that in vertical mode. Let me close all this up. There we go. Head over here. Oh, my phone's almost dead. It's because it wasn't charging it. The thing wasn't plugged in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on our stream. So here's the stream. And there's these three dots up here. You'll click on those and choose description. Okay. And then you'll click more. There you have it. So this is everything you need right here. All right. I hope that helps. That's how you participate. All the information's in there. Okay. Cool. Let me plug this phone in. This is on like 4%. Now, let's rotate these slabs again. We got a lot of slabs for sale. We take pictures of our slabs and post them to our Discord server so that you can see what's for sale anytime you want. I accept trades, and you can also take one of our slabs and pay it down over 6 months. So we can do that too. And we have like 500 slabs just from tag coming in per month, plus probably about 200 more from PSA, plus about 100 more from BGS. So overall, maybe about 800 slabs a month come into this stream. So plenty of reasons to check back here and learn how to look into that Discord server. So after CS Man, we got William Henry and Sarah Dusenberry. Oh, Sarah. Can you just open the rest of the case yourself? I could do that, but if I do that, I would probably want to post it in high definition. We are. I never made a one whole box of blah, blah, blah. So I could do that definitely. Here's a William Henry box. You ready, William? Okay. Yeah, I might make a one whole box in a minute video for these. Your stream is being held back by strange people. You should have way more watchers than this. That feels about right. This is our usual viewership. Feels about right. Strange people. There we go. Well, I want to point out, I don't use any bots. You guys know that? So everybody in this stream is real. Everyone in here is real. You could go to some streams that might have like 500, 600 viewers. And then if you take a look at their chat, it looks a lot more like it has maybe 1 to 200 viewers based on the chat. So I'll just say that and leave that there. Yeah, everyone in here is real. There are no bots. All the engagement is real. And, I probably would have more viewers if I did a couple things differently. Cheaper prices, I think, would draw more people in instantly. We're going to try and do that for you guys. I want lower prices soon. We're going to be more competitive, but we got to get distribution. That's the biggest thing, okay? So cheaper prices will draw more people in. The other thing is we talk politics a little bit. So I think that scares away some people. Politics, some people aren't into that. We talk about the news. That's what we do. We talk about the news. It gets very adult in here sometimes, and that's not everybody's cup of tea, I'd say. And other than that, I'd say the last one is we stream twice per day. So that splits our audience in half. Did you know that? Some people only watch in the daytime. Some people only watch at night because they know that's my schedule. So they show up to one of the streams, not both of the streams. So you have to look at our total daily live stream viewer count to understand all of our views. And that's part of the deal with us. A lot of places, they just do 1 stream a day. We do 2 streams a day, and it splits the viewer base up. And then finally, we start this stream at like 1 a.m. in the morning. That's a terrible time for like New York. If you're living in New York, we start at like 2 a.m. in New York. So that's the last key. I'd say we could start at the ideal 8 p.m. dinner time. That's the perfect time to start. But the problem is that's when Karis gets off work. So I spend time with her. And so we start at a really strange overnight time. That's part of the problem is we start at 1 a.m. Central Time, and that's pretty dang late. It's, people in New York are already going to bed. They got, people who shop Pokemon cards, they have jobs. So it's it's a difficult time period for some people. All right. So this is William Henry. Good luck, William Henry. Mr. William. All right. I am not real. I am an AI-generated character called Rain Brian. Okay. Using top loaders will draw more people in. Now, hold on. I do. Okay, let me show you. We do use top loaders. Check it out. There was a time period where I refused to use them. And to this day, I still don't use a single top loader on my own cards. I've never placed my own cards into top loaders. And despite this, I get 10s all the time. I get pristines. I get black labels. I'm getting a black label back from BGS. So I've never used top loaders for myself, but we use them for you guys just to make you guys feel good about it. I think it's a psychological thing. All right, you ready? But I started doing that a while ago. All right, here's Golem. Here's Mewtwo. Aha, so it's just extra charging to that then. So the way the top loaders work, you get a top loader if you get it like a chase card. Obviously, we're not going to top load every one of your cards. Now, what we do is we set kind of like a threshold for the value of the card to go into a top loader. Let's say you pull this Hypno. You're a big Hypno fan. He's just a reverse holo. Well, you could buy a top loader and put that Hypno into a top loader. But yeah, they're not just like free. You could just top load every card, because if they were free that way, everyone would top load everything all the time. And then the table would just be packed to the brim with top loaders. The boxes, the storage boxes couldn't handle it. The cost for top loaders would shoot way up, and we'd spend our whole stream top loading stuff for some annoying guy who says, can you top load that? Can you top load that? Can you top load that? And he's top loading like $5 cards. That's what would happen. All right, so we do have a limit on top loaders, but that's very normal. I mean, that's how everyone's going to do it. And I use, again, 0 top loaders on my own cards because you don't need them. They're not necessary. We're not opening like sharp-cornered baseball cards. Okay, you ready? So that is for our friend William Henry. Okay, Mr. William. I don't even think you need them for that anyways. All right. See all these cards? We're not going to top load all this. And they all got rounded edges anyways. That's for William Henry. All right. Ah, that makes sense. hits get top loaded. That's good. Yes, they do. They do. We care about it, Lucifer. Is it better to flip products consistently or invest for the long run? You're asking a question where if you only knew the answer to it, you'd be rich. That's like asking me what's the next best card to buy. No one really knows that question. However, I use a little bit of a mathematical model that I made up years ago about flip versus hold. And so you see me flip some cards, and it's usually not an accident. I've actually sat down and thought about it. Here's Meowth, and here is Slowpoke Recall, and here is, this is a really nice one. Look at this. This is Old Maid Pikachu. Look at these Old Maid cards. They're beautiful. I love the sound of that. What a nice sound of the slabs. All right, one more box. Sarah Dusenberry. She has a shot to take home the Gengar. Let's see what it is. All right, Miss Sarah. Ready? Okay. So after this, we're just going to start taking care of normal orders. Feel free to place an order. I can show off the breaks. And really, a lot of the stream's just going to be me pricing things because we got so many new consignment slabs to price now. We got so many slab returns now. It's I can't actually get it all done in one stream. I got more things. Like, I can't even get through the slabs from last month that need to be rotated. I can't even reprice them. There's too much. So a whole bunch of them haven't been repriced. And we haven't even touched those. Why you flip test tube Mewtwo then? Yeah, that was a bad one, right? But that's what I was saying. Like, if you only knew what to hold and what to sell, you'd be rich. So I sold Mewtwo because I made the wrong choice. That's why, because I made the wrong choice. Back then, the theory was that, well, there's too many of them. It's a modern card. And I told myself, I'm just going to stick to the vintage. That was the wrong point of view. Notably, that also meant as the prices started to rise, I failed to be sitting on a lot of modern 10s that I should have been sitting on already. So that was my mistake. But that's okay. I mean, overall, I did really well. It's all right. I had plenty of product anyway. Anyways, here's Wigglytuff. So this is Sarah's round. Come on, Sarah. We like Sarah. The solo leveling signature card you pulled was sick. Yeah, you like that? That was really cool, huh? You are? We still have those on the menu somewhere. That's in the extended menu. I opened my first box. I got duds. I'm going to get another one. Oh, yeah? That's cool, man. All right, what do we got? We got Raichu. Here's Buttfree. Here's Marowak. Here's Marowak. Did you know Starbucks is considered an unregulated bank because they hold over $1 billion of people's money that they loaded into cards? I see what you're into. I mean, I guess I don't think that's truly a bank, though. That's not truly a bank. Here it is. You know, because people aren't taking their Starbucks cards and, you know, collecting interest on them or, you know, storing them back into the bank. And I don't know if Starbucks does loans or whatever. I bet you they don't. They probably don't need to. They probably don't make their money off of making loans to other businesses. That's the business of a bank. Hey, shiny Jigglypuff, we'll take it. We've had a string of cold-feeling boxes. All right, double Wigglytuffs and a Jigglypuff. Still time to pull an AR Gengar out of here. Okay, here's Tentacruel. There we go. Here's Jolteon, he's cool. And that's the end of the case break, everybody. Thank you. No Gengar pull. Darn. All right, well, that's very interesting. Oh, vey, says Russ. That's how all gift cards work from any business. Yeah, exactly. I'm definitely feeling this one with the government shutdown and all LMAO. I don't know what I was thinking. How do you like your coffee, mister? With my coffee, I don't put any cream in it, and I like a little bit of artificial sweetener, and that's it. And I don't like coffee that much, to be honest. I never have. Coffee is just okay. I'm not a coffee guy. I'm more of a Code Red Mountain Dew. Waiter, a glass of your finest red. Just like that. All right. So Sarah, she's got a box over here. Me and Mikasa would like a seat in your restaurant. Good day, sir. Straight black. There we go. Very good. Whew. I like my coffee like I like my women. Fat. All right, iced is acceptable. Let's see. So, I hope Mike got to see us opening that. What I'd like to do now is move the 151s away, okay? So let me get them out of here. No Gengar. Dang it. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of these cute guys. Milk and sugar. That was one of the most brutal things I've ever seen. Yeah, I guess it wasn't that surprising to me. I've just done this too long. You could kind of hear it in my voice. I was like, yep. But that's it. That's over now. I'm totally down to do another case break. I think case breaks are fun in a special way. And that this channel, this YouTube Rip and Ship channel should do them more often. I think they're actually very cool. Let me take a picture of this. Closing that. Oops. There we go. I'd love to hear your ideas on what the next case break should be. Pikachu and Recall will go into box number 3. And Meowth will go into box number 2. I want to say there's multiple Gengars in a case. Random question. Do you have a 2021 Sword and Shield Peerless Fighters Full Art Blaziken VMAX Hyper or English? No. In fact, that's one of the few cards I didn't care for enough to actually stop and invest in that one. I like the Galarian Moltres better. Here's a really interesting, cheap 2010 Nintendo Mario Princess Peach card. These are some unusual cards. The poker cards graded 10 from a long time ago. Those could easily reach a higher price than $40 if they caught on slightly. This is really good. I actually don't even feel like selling this. I like that. I like those. Here's our Vulpix. Very nice. 30 bucks. No rarity symbol. See that? No rarity symbol. Which is exactly why I spent the money to grade it. Special card. Thanks for reading and answering. Does Korean BBWF come in cases? I think it'd be affordable, and I think it'd be fun to do a BWR together. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting idea. A Korean case break. All right, let's see what we got. Case breaks. I'm interested in them. Brett Love. Oh, iPad running out of power again. I'll plug this back in. Mr. Did you see the food stamp thing for November, December? I did not. Tell me all about it. Brett, 4 live customs, everyone. We have our friend, Mr. Brett, here. He wants 4 live customs. We got 1, 2, 3. Ready? And 4. Oh, it's terrible. That's a cold round. We ought to get a giveaway started up tonight, too, guys. You guys ready for a giveaway tonight? What's tonight? It's Monday night, Tuesday night? Tuesday morning. It's a Tuesday morning. I ate these slabs out of here. What are these slabs right here? Some good ones, huh? Let's get them off the table. They're kind of blocking my... they can't go here. Where can I put these? Maybe right here. All right. Those are out of my way now. Whew, have anything for me? Hey, what's up, Louis? Well, Louis, you might be interested in this card right here, in fact. Check this out, Louis. So you'll notice this is in English. It's got a Destined Rivals stamp here. It's a Cosmic Hollow. So this is a special promo. And, yep, it's a Cosmos Hollow Destined Rivals stamp of the Zapdos. $260. I almost guarantee you these will get expensive. Maybe not today, maybe not next year, but give it a little while. These will be expensive for sure. Those would be like the highly desirable artworks to collect from Destined Rivals that are not just the, oh, and this too, by the way, the stamped Tyranitar, which is up to 6 out of 27 now. But let's see. Okay, so here's a card you may not have seen yet. That is a English Kobayashi signature. I don't think you collect that, though. Here's an interesting one. We've got this $130 Lickitung, Dragon Frontiers. Here's, let's see. We still got our McDonald's Pikachu break running. It's up to 3 out of 10 now. McDonald's Pikachu, I think it's going to go to the moon. I think it'll take a little bit, but it's going to go to the moon eventually. You guys might not have seen the daytime stream commission slabs that just came in. This just came in. This gentleman said he had a baby and he needs to sell some of his cards because he needs to buy stuff for his baby. All right. Happen to be a lot of Cardconomist graded cards, so this is probably the place to sell them. I think I might buy this from him right here, the Korean Charizard. That's cool. But we got a couple others here. A couple girl cards. I notice people are selling their girl cards here on this table. They like to sell it here rather than eBay, maybe. I think they would sell on eBay. Here's a couple more. Take a look at that. That's a pristine Topps Weedle. So that's interesting. Here's an AGS Lucario Melmetal. Might be worth trying to get the regrade on it. Birdkeeper 9.5. This one's kind of nice. There's a Dark Vision 10, Jabba the Hutt, Princess Leia. So there you have it. You got a whole bunch of cards there. That came in for Jimmy Torres. Just English 10s. I hear you. Okay, just English 10s. And do you care at all about them being strictly Pokemon as well? Because I'm just showing up the commission slabs to everybody, giving you guys a chance to see some of these commission cards. So we got some Waifu graded cards. This just came in. These come from John Lucas. Just Mr. John, if you're watching this stream on playback, I really think you could send these to the PSA vault and have PSA liquidate them. There we go, another one of these Princess Gyoro. People are always selling them. That's not right. That's a Weiss card. That's just like a Weiss Schwartz card that they made. Oops. Here we are. We got this. We got this. Okay, lots of saucy cards here. Pokemon or Dragon Ball, that's it. Maybe some Azure Lane. All right, cool. Let me turn this music back on. It's so boring when the music is off. Click play on that. Ooh, I don't want to listen to this. What's this? Accumula Town Remastered. How about this? Let's jump to this. Experiencing interruptions? Find out why. Probably because of ad blocker, that's why. Probably because you're trying to make me listen to 12 ads. All right, so for Brett, we need a Prismatic PC. We need a Battle Styles box break. You got it. I think that makes you the first one in there, in fact. That's the Battle Styles box break. He's the first one in. It's for the whole box. So you get the whole box. One person does. Good luck in there, Mr. Brett. Read my last comment. He said... I don't think he shows up. Let me go to all messages. Oh, yeah, it didn't show up until I went to all messages. Bunch of people on X saying they're going to rob the grocery store and steal people's groceries when you go out to the parking lot to get to your car. I don't know about that. Brett Love. Be safe, guys. That could happen anytime, you know. You could get robbed anytime. All right. Yeah, some places get a lot of robberies, actually. Not out here in Lake of the Ozarks, middle of nowhere. Not much going on out here. Very sleepy out here. All right, cool. Battle Styles, huh? Okay. All right. Would buying Pokemon in languages other than English, Japanese, Chinese, Korean be worth investing in? I believe so. I believe you can buy any language. All right, Battle Styles. I'll just write that down as Battle Styles. That's good enough. Thank you, Mr. Brett. Somebody's in there. You know, now that you're in there, some other people might want to jump in too, like Team Rocket Grunt. He might want in there. Boop. No food stamps. Is it because there's no food stamps? Is that why you're saying people might rob? That's no good. Oops. Is it because of the government shutdown? They ought to just... The Democrats and the Republicans, they ought to just inject enough money to get the government open and then debate what's going into a different bill, you know? You hold a whole bill hostage. Prismatic PC, Lucario. Let's go grab that. You ready? All right, here we are. You know, I should have just opened this out there. Hold on. It's such a mess. All right. That's the only downside to these big boxes is they create so much trash. I hate how much trash they generate. There we go. All right, we'll turn this down. Whew, that was a bit loud, wasn't it? So this is for Mr. Brett. I actually think it's one of the best things to open. Here's Lucario. Open everything on camera. Unfortunately, these boxes are so large, I can't really fit them on camera. Here's Tyranitar. Here's Tyranitar. And here is your code card, which I don't think has any value, so I'm just going to throw it away. Okay. Very good. Newsom blamed the potential snap disruption and the shutdown more broadly on President Trump and slammed the timing of the potential cutoff just as the Thanksgiving holiday approaches. I know that the Republicans want something and the Democrats want something. You know, they're fighting over some particular lines, I guess, some particular specificities, but they really should open the government and then just keep, you know, like they should set like maybe like a 2 or 3 month deadline to fund the government for further, you know what I'm saying? Like kick the can down the road a little bit to give the American people some relief, at least. Here we are. Right, like they should do like an emergency funding of a few months just to keep the government, you know, from going bankrupt and all these workers from losing their income. Doesn't mean that they have to give the Republicans what they want or the Democrats what they want. They should just agree to like, okay, let's fund these really basic things kind of bill. And then they can fight over all the other stuff. What happens a lot with the, these bills is they play chicken. They go, ooh, you're going to shut down the government. People won't like you for it. So they fight over, they hope, it's like political theater. They hope that the public will see the shutdown and hate one group more than the other. All right, you ready? So here's Dreepy and Iron Thorns. Okay, set that there. There's a lot of people who can really get hurt by that. Even people who are not that political. They're just normal people. And I think that that's just so unfortunate. I don't like that. Set this here. Government workers. A lot of people work in the government. You ready? Okay, here's Eevee. I feel like it also does bring attention to the fact that we just spend more than we bring in, which has always been a problem. All right, is this streamed on multiple platforms or just YouTube, says Brandon. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Only YouTube, but I ought to learn how to multi-stream. I ought to be streaming to like Kick. I ought to be streaming to Twitch. You know, I never really worked on that, and maybe that's a mistake. What do you guys think? You think that's a mistake? I don't know. I don't feel like it's necessary. Like Twitch, for example, I feel Twitch is kind of a shrinking platform. There's too much competition, and TikTok, on the other hand, might be a better deal. I'm not sure. I don't really know how it all works. I'm just really consistent on this one platform, and then I do post shorts to the other platforms. There's Fan Rotom. It's asked, I haven't got paid in a month. That's not right. I don't like to hear that at all. Here we are. Here's Hound Dower. Yeah, that's not right, man. Yeah, so Democrats and Republicans should just agree to pass a bill to get everybody paid, but then like make it so that it only lasts like a month or two, and then they can get back to like debating and arguing and whatever instead of doing this. I think it's really bad. Done sparse, but it's not a master ball. That sucks. It's because this Max Rod was ahead of it. Did you do an order for Joel Morin? I'd sent it towards the daytime streams. I don't think so. Joel Morin. I don't remember a Joel Morin order. Let me look into that, okay? What platform did you pay on? Was it PayPal? Argentina got even more money while our people go without. I hear people claim Argentina got 40 billion, but I believe when I looked into it, that's not technically true. Argentina received an additional 20 billion from investors. And I believe that the investors organized themselves through this government, whatever you call it, some kind of something fund. It is. So I learned a lot more about that too. Basically, a lot of American investors already are in Argentina investing in things. And so it's in our interest that that country does not, let's say, collapse and throw everything out. There it is. It's actually in our interest that that country does okay. It is. Here's Monkey Dory. All right, very nice. But I think the U.S. is doing 20 billion, but it's not an actual like, oh, here, you can just have 20 billion. We actually bought $20 billion of their currency from them. So it's something called a currency swap, meaning if their economy improves and their currency improves, it's more like the United States could potentially make money off of this, but maybe not. I don't know. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. It is Goldine, Leafeon, Flareon. All right, there we are. All right. Why are we just opening tough sets today? Let's get some insane pulls. Well, you know, CS-Men, the craziest pulls come from the toughest sets. That's true. So the biggest moments have come out of here. You got a Dust Noir Master Ball. I like your little Umbreon. He's always cute. We got our Glaceon. Dun Sparse, Hound Dower. Fan Rotom. Yeah, so everyone knows Prismatic is famously difficult. It's a very difficult set. Here's Eevee. Here's Dreepy. Here's Iron Thorns. Here's Tyranitar. Here are your other stamps. So these come with the bonus of these beautiful stamp cards, and hopefully that helps out a little bit. Sort of evens out the damaging edge of Prismatic. But Prismatic is cheaper than it's ever been, and this might be the low side of Prismatic. It might not get much cheaper than this, but you'll never know. I got it near the bicep and back of my shoulder. What's the most expensive card you get ever? What? The most expensive card I get ever? I got a couple really expensive cards. That's a very common question I noticed. People love to ask that one. What's your favorite card? What's your most expensive card? We are. What's your best card? I got some really expensive. You want to see some expensive cards? Check this out. I'm going to show you some expensive cards, okay, for fun. This one last sold for $65,000. We don't know what this one could be worth. Maybe $65,000, maybe $100. Here's Mudkip. I bet you he's like 40 or something. I don't know what he's worth anymore. Here's Gengar. He's a $40,000 card. Here's a Shining Mew. He's like $10,000. That's some money right there. I just paid $14,000 for this one. This one last sold like $60,000. These are more normal, actually. These three right here. I'd have put those away, actually. I bought this at the beginning of the year for like 5.3 thousand. It's probably like 7,000 now. It's pretty good. Yep. That's an example of some expensive cards. That's a very common question. I had to clear this area up and get some better cards next to me to show off. I like to show off some cards for fun. A little shock power. All right, cool. Flex alert. Mister, it was through PayPal. Joel Morin, PayPal payment. Let's go take a quick look. I'm a new collector in Korea. Can you briefly explain the holographic levels? For Pokemon, it's pretty complicated. There's reverse hollow, hollow. There's like double R or whatever it's called, and then there's AR, there's SR, and then there's SAR, right? So those are all the rarities. But it kind of that doesn't explain everything, you know. Like you have to understand cards on an individual level because sometimes one card is a lower rank but more valuable than a higher rank, you know. All right, so here's a Joel order. Jonas said Stars Chrome and 1 junk pack. Then we had a Bryce Wolf 5 Pokey Shuffle. Did Bryce get that order? I actually don't remember if Bryce got his 5 Pokey Shuffles. Christopher Houghton, Jonas Gordon, Bryce Wolf 5 Pokey Shuffle. This occurred at 4:33. I don't think he got that because I think I was already off by then. I thought I ended around 7:20. I can't remember. Then we have Joel Morin, 3 Inferno X's. Does anyone remember that? Can you guys look that up in the previous stream? So in the daytime stream, we're looking for at the very, very end of the stream. Oh, wait. No. Maybe it was done because it's not the end of the stream. No. This wasn't the end of the stream. This was at, this would have been at 6:30. I get it now. So this would have been in 6:30 my time. So you had an order for, I think we might have serviced that. But let's just see. If we did, there'd be an easy way to tell. If we did service that, there'd be an easy way to tell. Your bag would be near the front. If your bag is not near the front, we didn't service it, see? Jonathan, Joel Morin. All right, Joel, I'm of the belief that we did not service this one. You ready? We're going to get it right now. You might pull the Charizard you want because nobody else did. Nobody ahead of you did. All right, you ready? Joel Morin, Mr. Joel Morin. We're correcting this. We might have missed this in the daytime stream. Here you go, Joel. I do remember Bryce Wolf's shuffles. I pulled some interesting and sparkling cards. They look awesome, but I don't know how to determine their value. Yeah, they are. Yeah, that means you're a newbie. It means you got a lot of learning to do. What you need to do is one at a time. You need to look your card up online and see how much it sells for, and then just kind of start to memorize that, and that'll help you know. Mega Hair Cross, he's a lot of fun. And a cold one. All right, there we have it. Joel Morin. Here you go, Joel. Sorry about that. Oh, actually, we could have opened that for you if all 3 packs were cold. Now I'm wondering, because I think that happened. I think we opened them and all 3 of the cards were... I think we did do your order and all 3 packs were cold packs. Oh, man. We need a different system so that we can just easily look this stuff up. We opened something like this for somebody and somebody got 3 cold packs. It might have been you. Lord Pop Tart says, yes, I remember that. Was that Joel Morin? Oh, my God, dude. Oh, man. If you miss your own opening, that's a big problem because while I'm live over here, I can't easily go, scan through the live stream and find your own opening for you. You have to be able to do that. Oh, Lord, mister. I thought they did track eBay. So hold on. I'm just going to give these to you anyways, Joel. You're a valued customer. Here you go, Joel. But, Joel, I have a feeling we already opened your cards, so you might have just got a couple for free there. Mister, when your website gets going, you can make that a system where you mark it complete. Oh. All right, you ready? So back to the queue, everybody. We have taken care of our friend, Mr. Brett. Brett's taken care of. Let's take a picture. Well, let's rotate these first, actually. So let's get this squirrel to the front. We got this Azumarill. These are some cheap $30 and $25 slabs. Really low, low prices because they didn't grade 10, right? They are. Beautiful cards, though. Here's a really nice one, actually. This is $90. That is a 10. Galarian Moltres. That's a solid card. This is really cool, too. The Darkrai, I'm going to put him in the middle. All right, we're going to take a picture of this. You did 3 for someone else. Okay, it's still possible that maybe... It's still possible that maybe it was somebody else, Mr. Joel. So whatever the case is, we've taken care of it for sure. There it is. So Squirtle goes into box number 3. And these 2 go into box number 1. Good. Mister, are you a Coomer? Gooning games and good times, Mr. Chicken, Mrs. Chicken. Here's let's see. Click. We've got an order from Mark Anthony Taddeo. He says 1 Aether Drift. Oh, the Aether Drift. You don't say. Okay, that would be this set right here. Mr. Mark, the whole box is getting opened by you. We need Brandon Wong back here. Where'd Brandon go? Okay, you're up to 7 now. I was playing some more Pokemon Legends ZA. It's, you know, it's a fun game, Legends ZA. Pokemon, it wins automatically because it's Pokemon. It just by the fact that it's Pokemon. I'm curious to see the sales. I am disappointed with a lot of the sort of like the quality of the game being so behind for 2025. I don't like that. Here's Gastel Thrill Roller. Wow, that's a cool card. Collodin Triumph Caster. Here's Bozri, Tomorrow's Champion. Aetheric Amplifier. Mendicant Core Guidelight. Okay, got a little Haunted Hell Ride. Let's go ahead and sleeve these up. When I get my biceps bigger, I'm going to get a TCC logo tattoo. Oh, that'd be funny as hell. Oh my God, Mr. The Celebi I picked up, there's only one listing now at 8.5 thousand. Thank God I bought that. Not to make you feel bad, of course. I know. Well, there was a reason why my price was, I think it was like 6.5 or something like that. And that was because I felt confident that the card was going up in price. And so, hopefully it sells at 8.5. It might not sell at that price, but over time it probably will. That's the funny part. So over time, that's the kind of card that just keeps going up. And Pokemon could crash at some point. If it crashes, it might go backwards. You might even, it might sell for 5,000 one day and you'll be like, dang it. But, it's just kind of like a chart that goes like in a line, like a zigzag. But overall, it goes up because people make more money over time. Dredger's Insight, Kaolurna, Sundial, Skybox Fairy, Alacrian Jaguar, Spot Cycle, and Maximum Overdrive. So if I have, say, 500 cards on Collector and Mint, would you say I should bring the price down a lot? What? I don't know what that means. Let's see. Okay, QR code on it. Oh. So Mr. Mark. Mark with an M. That's going to be probably over here. Yeah, those big cards, man, they're hard to obtain and they cost a lot for sure. When there's not a lot on the market, it's an aggressive sign. Means that the card's badly wanted by a lot of people. Ah, here we are. Sent for the Zippy Zappy stamped. Nice, dude. Good choice. I was tempted to just hold that. I was like, why don't you just hold that? But I need to not hold anything for too long. So here you go, Mark. We just put that card into your bag. You got a nice fat bag now. Look at that. I'm tempted to hold, but I'm not supposed to hold. I'm grading at such high volume. Now I'm supposed to sell, because I got to get rid of it and get the next batch in. All right, so now we are done with that, and we've got an order from Michael Ibarra. 3 packs of Pokemon Black English, 1 Poke Shuffle. Michael Ibarra. Hey, what's up, Michael Ibarra? Poke Shuffle continues to be a very cool thing. It's stuffed with really good cards. Because we have really good cards now. We have tons of slabs. We have like endless slabs. And that's going to be Cold Geodude. Thank you, Mr. Michael. But he also needs 3 packs of Pokemon Black English. It's a great set. Where would I be storing it, though? I got 1 pack here. Okay, so we're getting more of it. I have some slabs on there. I was just trying to get organized and get a rough idea. Thanks for helping. So Collector lets you, submit all your cards to the app, I guess. Is that what it is? And then it tells you if it goes up or down. I wish I could have somebody come over and like do that for me, just like fill all that information out for me, because I don't got time for that. I don't even care. Like, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to sell. Man, I need a haircut, man. I got too much hair. You let your hair grow out. Too much hair, man. You pay $8 a month? There you go. Do collectors like Korean cards? Yeah, I'd say so. I think there's a little bit of a Korean market in America. There we go. Mister, get a mohawk. That'd be cool. Then I could look like a character in a Pokemon game. There we go. All right. Good. Oh, that's only 3. That's only 2, I mean. And we need 3. Here we go. 3. All right. What is it? Let's see what it is. Snipping time. When I get home, I'm going to dive into Demon Souls. What? Demons. Yes. If you guys ever see a nice graded card that you want on the table, go ahead and offer me a trade for your bag or something. I now am looking like this Princess Peach. You could actually trade me for the Princess Peach and not have to spend any cash on it. I'm now looking for gradable cards at this point. So I'm trying to do way more trades. I'm motivated. Here's Meloetta. Oh, Meloetta. There we are. Snavi, Victini. Mister, I'm your favorite Slabaway customer. You're my favorite, man. You're definitely the busiest right now, I can tell you that. But we got a lot of Slabaway customers. But you're pretty active. Let's see. Got a nice card now too, huh? What do you think your nicest card is? You think it's that Celebi? It's a cool card. Here's this. Oh, I just opened these. I got the Chaser in both EX forms. Do you have any sealed Lego sets for investment? I have heard of Lego investing, and I think it's a fun idea, but I think I just prefer Pokemon. Pokemon feels safer to me. Feels a lot safer. Here's that Magneton. How about getting another card up here? So, how about these right here? So this is a round of 9s and 8s. We get plenty of 9s and 8s. There's Mimikyu. Here's a Pikachu. And here's a XY Era 8 Tyranitar, which probably should go for a lot of money, but it won't. Which is sad. It makes me cry. Makes my heart hurt. Let's see. Do I need a new? Here it is. All right. I have room pretty much dedicated to storing them. Legos is cool. Very beautiful to display sealed boxes of it, and probably kind of going to be fun to open in the future, you know? So I totally get, you know, it's not quite like a booster pack, but it is a product that you have to open, right, in order to play with it. And so, yeah, you could definitely, like, buy up the product and keep it sealed. Technically, though, you could always buy a used copy, bring it home, instruction manuals right there. So, I don't know. It's an okay thing. I don't think it's quite as good as Pokemon, and as a result, I'm just going to stick to Pokemon. So, this is the holographic Tyranitar, by the way. It's a lovely card. $30, guys. $30. This Mimikyu's nice. 15 bucks. I think that should be a green label. And Pikachu, he's real nice. We're going to make him 20 bucks. All right. If you like those prices, go snatch them. Good. We're done with Michael Ibarra. We're moving on to our good friend, Bread Love. He says 4 live customs, 1 Pokemon English Mega Evolutions. Damn, that's huge. All right. I like it. Let's do it. So, 4 live customs. Whoa. Ready? We got 1, 2, 3. Whew. I was getting scared for you, dude. I was genuinely getting scared for you. Because if you had swept another round of packs, I swear to God, somebody had jumped in there and sniped you. Let's find out what's going on with these, shall we? Mew 205. Mew 205. That's interesting. Okay. Let's move my drink over here. I'm going to drink that. I'll move these over here somewhere. Oh, that's not bad. Wow. So you pick alternative art Mew up. That's a pretty solid pull, I'd say. Right, 205, 205. I was scared too. There it is. So that's alternative art Mew. That's a really good artwork. I'll go ahead and get you a fresh sleeve there. Okay. That is not a bad card to be pulling out of there. Oops. Bruh, no way. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Brett. Nice. Okay, we'll set this over here. Okay, now you need a whole box of the Mega Evolutions. My question is, where the heck am I storing that? Let me go find out where I keep those. I think they're over here somewhere. Yeah, let me get this trash out of here. Way too much trash. Oh yeah, here we are. Mr. Brett. Mr. Brett. Boop. Ooh, tonight I need to make a label. I need to make a label. Here we are. PSA 10 of Mew is $600. That's probably, you're probably thinking the English version of the card. There we go. All right. I feel like I ought to save this, actually. Yeah, I'm going to save this. Okay, that's saved. Good. Now, we got all these packs. Let me put half the box to this side here. Just make a little room here. We'll do the first half first. You got this Bulbasaur to start you out. That was Korean Mew. If you're doing that, hit a card, send it off for free like once a week or month. Something I can see bringing in more traffic. We are. Let's see. Here's a snip. Here's a snip. Here's a snip. Here are 2 more snips. Here's a snip. Snip. Here's another snip. We're just snipping these up. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's a good question. Here are 2 more snips. Here are 2 more snips. Where's my German Mew glue rack? German cards. Oh, I just found out, speaking of German, I did one of those DNA tests a little while back, and I did it on Ancestry.com, and they keep updating my DNA. They've updated it like 3 times. Like, for example, in the last round where they did the update, I'd like part French in me. They're like, yeah, you're like 5% French, bro. I was like, right. Oui, oui. And they just updated it again, and now I'm magically not French. I've no French in me. How cool is that? All right, here's Pachirisu. Whew. That was close. Here's Mantine School Bunny. Mister, were you ever tempted to do drugs while homeless? Not even slightly. Not even close. No, I found it repulsive always. Here's Mega Kangaskhan. I found drug doing to be perhaps one of the absolute most disgusting things I'd ever heard of. And I still pretty much feel that way. It's just revolting. I'm having some of my drink though. But I do eat cookies. So, you could think if cookies were a drug, I love cookies. It's like a fundamental hijacking of the human brain. So, but I don't know. At least I relate somewhat through the fact that I love to eat too much. That's the only way I can understand it. Lily's Determination. Here's Delibird and Snover. Now, actually, when I was homeless and when I was working and young, the number one feeling that I had probably all the time, pure, unfiltered rage all the time, just pure anger, got me through everything because I took it and I didn't do anything negative with it. I just focused it on my work. I took all the rage inside and I said, let's be productive with this. So we're going to work as hard and as fast as we can at digging ourselves out of this problem. And so that's kind of how my brain would work. Yeah, just pure anger. It is angry all the time. Here's Lily's Whoa. The Lily Alt-Art from this set sells for like $800, I heard. There's Lily's Determination. Yeah, I worked like crazy, man. Here we go. All right. Whew. Mr. finds me repulsive. Well, I don't find you, the human being, repulsive. No. But I find drugs to be repulsive. I think drugs themselves are bad. Drugs are bad, okay? Remember that we learned that in South Park a long time ago. So drugs themselves, I don't like them. But not the human being. I don't mind the human being at all. I had a lot of friends who had problems like that. I knew a lot of people who had problems. Some of you guys listening probably have drug problems. And I understand that. Here's Marshadow. But the drugs themselves, the whole purpose of them is to hijack you. That's all. That's their only purpose. They don't make you younger. They don't make you smarter. They don't make you stronger. They don't make you wealthier. They don't do any of those things. And they're strictly designed to hijack your brain. That's all they do. So, yeah, I don't like the idea of that. I don't know. You're supposed to feel dopamine from, like, making hot love to a woman or something. Or, like, achieving some meaningful success or, like, accomplishment that you want. You're supposed to get your dopamine from, like, real things. Not from, shooting up black tar heroin or something. Whatever it is that people do. Here's Mega Venusaur. And then you see it destroy all these people's lives. So it's pretty bad. Here's Risky Ruins. Mega Obama Snow. Okay, very nice. All right. Don't you drink coffee? I have coffee occasionally. Ooh, look at that. But I actually do not even drink much coffee. I swear to God, I used to have the pre-made coffee in my fridge, and I actually recently just threw it all away. Here's Mega Kangaskhan Alt-Art. Beautiful. Didn't you say you drink wine? I drink no wine. I don't drink any alcohol. Here's Mega Kangaskhan. Beautiful. The closest thing I do to a drug, maybe like a donut, cookies. I eat too much. We are. I love to eat, so I can understand. I can understand people being addicted to drugs. I can understand that from the perspective of me liking to eat too much, and that's it. But the drugs themselves, I find them to be a bad thing. They don't do anything for you. They cost money, too. Ew. That's the worst part of all. The fact that you have to spend money to consume something. Whew, that's the worst part of all. Sign me not up. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful Marshadow, beautiful Mega Kangaskhan Alt-Art. We're only done with half the box, too. That's the best part, guys. Are you guys watching this? Brett's having a hot box right now. Here's Obama. So you got to pay money for this thing to do damage to you. That's pretty, that's pretty bad. Mega Kangaskhan. All right. You got to pay money for it. You don't even get to do it for free. It's not even free. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Set this here. Imagine that. Okay. Second half of the box. Just something to chew on, something to think about. Okay. Love you all. Good night. Hey, have a nice night, man. Here's a snip over here. Code Red, Mountain Dew. I have a glass of your finest red. I'm from Portland. Blank is a shame. Such a beautiful place. Oh, yeah. What's going on in there? What do you mean? Do you mean it's a problem because they're going to send the National Guard in? Or do you mean it's a problem because, maybe there's there's like too much homelessness or something? Like, what do you think? What do you mean by that? Portland's interesting because Trump's targeting Portland. He's targeting Illinois, and I think he's going to target California too. I don't know, but now those are like they're like battlegrounds within your own country. It's so crazy, like. People are going to protest it and say, no, I don't like this. We are. Everyone's turning on Trump, says Mr. Jod. Put this here. Okay. Let's snip this. I have a drug problem in the form of cards. I can definitely appreciate that. I definitely enjoy buying stuff. So I love shopping for cards. But, you can buy as many cards as you want, and it'll never make you sick. Now, it can make your wallet sick, but it's not the same as injecting something under your skin. It's not the same as snorting or huffing or puffing or ruining your lungs or whatever you're doing, ruining your liver. It's not the same. But it is, you got to open cards responsibly, of course. All right. In fact, I think this is one of the cleaner ways to have fun. So if you're going to have some fun, which I think people need to have fun, this is actually a pretty decent way to have fun and not get into anything that's kind of like, kind of dark, right? Here goes. You ready? Dark or unhealthy. Here's Mega Manectric. He's targeting all the hipster cities. No! My wallet is sick, right. So card collecting can make your wallet sick, but it can't make you sick. So that's what I like about it. It's nice. You have a little bit of fun here. Here's, Grumpig. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that whole stuff's pretty crazy, huh? Look at this beautiful Ivysaur. Man, that is some top tier Pokemon art, I feel. I love the way this looks. I just love like the lighting. I don't know how to describe the contrast, the color palette, all of it's super cool. This is a great box, by the way, Brett. You're doing really good on this box. Here's Helioptile. Megalodios. Boodwink. Let's get that music playing again. Okay. Victory Road Unova remastered. Okay. So tonight we have Mr. Brett opening up a box of Mega Evolution, which is sort of like the base set name for the Mega Evolution era. And I bet you we're going to get a Mega Starmie alt, Mega Electros, and all the other new Megas like Mega Victory Bell. I'm excited for them. I like the Mega Starmie. Isn't that funny? I actually like it. I think it's hilarious. I didn't care about Starmie before. I think he's cool now. The drugs, the homelessness. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I actually, so one thing I do appreciate about the Trump administration is just the fighting of the drugs. I really do think there's no use for it. It doesn't have anything useful. As for homelessness, what would help is if the price of homes came down. The price of homes were way cheaper before COVID. COVID destroyed that. I mean, house prices were already unaffordable before COVID. Now it's post-COVID. Interest rates are high, which Trump doesn't control that. The Federal Reserve controls that. But even if the Federal Reserve dropped interest rates a lot, the price of the homes would then just jump along with the lowering interest rate. So it's just a matter that it's too difficult to buy a home in the U.S. because you got all these rich people buying up their fifth home because they want to be Airbnb managers. Everyone wants to be a literal landlord of the land, and you're going to be their serf and pay rent to them. We need laws, man. We need some laws that say you can't buy them. Single-family homes need to be for single families. You know what I'm saying? And you can't have corporations buying them. You can't have a guy who's not a corporation, but maybe he's got like $200 million and he's buying up a lot. You can't have that. It's not right. There's a sort of like monopoly on homes. It's very similar to like a monopoly on buying card product. So we understand monopoly because we buy Pokemon cards. We understand scalping. So there's a scalper situation with homes. With all these people that want to do Airbnb, they want to do this, they want to do that. And it's probably not a big problem if you own like one extra house or something. But you get guys who turn it into like a whole business. You know, they own like 200 units, and it's like, yeah, that's not what the point of the house is for. People got to be able to afford their own home. So I think you got to have a law or something that makes it so that people can definitely buy their own home, or else people are not going to agree with the social contract. You know, they're going to say, I don't agree with this. Where's the communist revolution or whatever? I don't even, any revolution. Here we go. You ready? So, Mr. Brett, ready to go over it all? So, of course, you get your Bulbasaur stamp. Nice. Box topper. You got a nice Steelix AR. Got a nice Ivysaur, Mega Kangaskhan Alt, great box, Marshadow, Lily, and Snover. Awesome. Okay. Trump has not been MAGA. He's been only working for his reputation. MNO, Fop-Rainers can buy BIY homes. Well, you know, one of the things that'll solve it is if we just build a lot of homes. So that does solve the problem. So hopefully, you know, the house pricing situation can be solved by just getting a lot of homes built. What the hell? This is Frankenstein's bag here. I'll throw that away. Weird. All right, there we go. Very nice. These are clearly fakes. What are you talking about, dude? They are. All right. These are fakes? Okay. Mr. Brett, thank you so much. Brett Love. No foreigners can buy our land or our homes. Are you saying he passed a law or a rule that says that foreigners can't buy up homes? I think Canada passed a rule like that, didn't they? I think I heard about Canada passed a law just like that very recently that restricted how many homes can be sold to people who don't actually live in them or don't actually live in Canada. 90% of the homeless down here are doing drugs and openly doing it because they decriminalized it. That's a whole conversation to have, Naughty Dog. That's a whole conversation because when I was younger, you had the war on drugs. And then in the 2000s, you had this big conversation about how we need to end the war on drugs and decriminalize drugs and that this would solve all the problems. And back then, I always said, if you decriminalize them, people are just going to do them a bunch because there's no longer any repercussion to it. It's not going to magically solve it. Everyone's just going to do way more of them. And I was totally right about that. People are doing way more drugs now. And then, yeah, they can't hold a job because they've got an addiction. And you need tons of money for your addiction. So, and you don't have a job. So what do? You got to do crime. You got to do some kind of nasty thing. I don't know what it'll be, but it's going to be bad for you and for everyone else. What's this? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I got to fill out a tax thing. Oh, my God, dude, taxes. Here is our friend Julio Oliveira. I'll take the stamped Zapdos. Hell yeah, dude. Stamped Zapdos is sold, guys. That was a good one. That was a good one. I wish it was like that. The Chinese are buying land and homes here in PNW. Portland? Where's that? And rising prices. They give you drugs in Canada like heroin. Oh, you're in Canada. That's no good, man. All right. Good. People are feeding the homeless fentanyl to get rid of them. Oh, feeding the homeless fentanyl to get rid of them. That's crazy, dude. That's a crazy theory. Joel Morin, 5 more Inferno X. You got it. Anything for my best friend, Joel. All right, Mr. Joel, here's a box of Inferno X. We're going to pop this open real fast. I don't like to hear that at all. That's really sad, actually. Yeah, I saw this video of a guy who was talking to a girl on the street, and she was only like 14 years old. And she was talking about she was addicted to like cocaine or something, which that surprised me because I thought people were only addicted to like fentanyl or something. But it was just some young girl. She got kicked out of her mom's house, and she was living on the streets at the age of 14. And it was just like, Jesus, dude. It was really dark. There you are. It was a guy who does interviews with people who are struggling with drug addiction, and I was like, what the fuck? I can't even imagine that. It's so far beyond where it should be. So solvable, too, by the way. Totally solvable. Just so you guys know, all of that's completely solvable. You just have to, want it. You have to want it to be solved. We are. Ooh. Okay, so 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, wait a second. We got to pull from here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now the rest of these go in here. Totally solvable. But as a people, we have to demand that it gets solved. There we go. I felt really sad seeing it. I was like, that's not right. Been happening since the dawn of age. Yeah. Well, it always makes me think of the opium wars with China. Yeah. The British attacked China basically by saying, let's sell these people a ton of drugs. That was an actual strategy, and it worked. Here it is. All right. Joel Morin. Ooh, that was in the past. That's a historical situation. You guys got to read about that. The opium wars with China. Here's, oh, Sharpedo. That's Mega Sharpedo, one of the worst megas. Does anyone actually get Mega Sharpedo? He's okay. Sharpedo himself is I don't know if anyone likes Sharpedo himself. He's like a scary looking Pokemon, but I don't know. Okay, and Cole. That's what they're doing to us with fentanyl. It's payback. Well, I don't think the U.S. was that involved with it, but perhaps what you could argue is that the Chinese, they have a historical memory of how effective that was, selling drugs to other nations. The British selling their own people opium. They remember how deadly it was, how effective it was at ruining things. So you never know. But, I hear that the United States works with the Chinese government to stop the flow of fentanyl into the United States, and that is actually very complicated. Here's Mr. Joel. So, like, for example, the Chinese government, they can't stop all criminal activity all the time going on in their own country. It's just not possible, right? Well, I mean, perhaps it's possible if you get really, really harsh. But it's more complicated. Like, so it could work like this. So China does a lot of manufacturing, and let's say you need 20 different ingredients to make fentanyl. Maybe it's not being made in China. Maybe it's being made in some other country, like, I don't know, like Colombia or something. So Colombia just orders the parts from China to make the drug. So, and then China, they're not actually selling fentanyl. They're just selling the parts. They go, all right, well, this isn't illegal what we're selling. So it's an interesting issue, because how do you stop that? That's hard to stop. Here's Goop Gas Attack. Ooh. Here's Magnetron. And I don't want China to be just like a big boogeyman either, I like China. I like the Chinese people. They're hard workers. Hard workers. They're innovators. They're clearly educated. All right. We are caught up in the queue. There's no orders in the queue. You know what time it is? Time to price up some slabs. Also, why don't we host a giveaway now? So we have our friend Brandel over here, and he gave away a card in the daytime stream, and he's giving away a card in the nighttime stream. There's Lucario. Price of fentanyl has gone down since Trump took office. Are you saying the demand has gone down? Well, I think people are more educated on it too, right? So people they care more about it because they know how deadly it is. It's definitely not weed, right? Like weeds being made legal for recreational use because it doesn't kill you. And then fentanyl kills you super fast. So it's like, all right. So we know what we got to do. We got to make that stuff illegal like crazy. Oh, now wait a second. We don't need a price tag. What we need to do is say free. Yeah, this is a conversation going on around the country. I think people are talking about this kind of stuff. It is. All right. I don't want Americans hurt by this. Okay. I think some of it is culture. America sort of glorifies drug culture. Like it's cool. What I find cool is being able to afford a home, having a nice job. That's cool to me. Okay, we're going to say free. Maybe that makes me super gay and lame. We're going to say Brandel. Okay, that's his name. It's Brandel with an L at the end. Brandel. Scalpers buying fentanyl. Oh, my God. That's part of Portland's history, getting people high on opium and shanghaiing them onto boats to slavery. Crazy. Portland? That's part of Portland's history? Such a tiny amount can last you a long time. Okay, let me jump over here. Yeah. Let's click on this. Let's click on this. It's like pure evil, to be honest. The whole concept, that's why I was saying it's revolting. The whole concept of it is revolting. Doesn't make you healthier. Doesn't make you younger. Doesn't make you stronger. Doesn't make you smarter. Doesn't make you wealthier. On the contrary, it probably destroys you financially. It can kill you, obviously. And yet, it's this thing that totally hijacks your brain. And that's the only reason that you keep doing it. It's totally hijacking. And so it's like this evil thing that exists in our world. It just sucks, dude. Just sucks. You have to fight it all the time, or it's going to creep up on you. If you don't stamp it out, it's going to creep up. It's going to come in and say, "Hey, buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me," because there's some guy behind the drug saying, "I want your money." You know what I mean? That's a pretty wicked business. All right, here we are. Let's see. Beautiful slabs. We've got Walking Wake. It got an 8.5. Yeah, that's an 8.5. That's correct. All right, give me a second here. Walking Wake. I was given it in the burn ward, and it was amazing to kill pain, but it just makes you pass out. What, fentanyl? It is. Hey, it's Tammy. What's up, Tammy? Here we go. So we're going to price this Walking Wake as an 8. That's what we're going to do. Let's find out what that looks like real fast. By the way, thank you, Brandon, for the big orders tonight. Tonight's stream brought to you by Brandon Warder. Wait, not Brandon Warder. Brett Love. Why did I say Brandon? It's because Brandel over here. My brain did like a... Jesus Christ, dude. My brain did like a dementia there. We are. Okay, Brett Love. Brett Love. We love Mr. Brett Love. Walking Wake. PSA 8, Walking Wake. Here it is. So he is about $37. We'll say $35. Superman, they can't even hold their bodies up. It makes you feel like Superman, though. Getty is amazing. Fetty is amazing mentally. Well, I understand that part. Like, that's the whole idea of it. That's what makes it addictive, right? It makes you feel good for a little while. There we go. And then it utterly destroys you afterwards. Okay. 35. There goes. And then here's Mimikyu. Wonder how many bloodlines have been destroyed by drugs. And it's just like the drug coming in saying, all right, kick all this. Anyone who's addicted to me is out. Out of the gene pool. Mimikyu. Then you get a tolerance. But then when you get a tolerance, it's, well, it made me want to clean and talk to everybody. Huh. Mimikyu 9. So let's take a quick look at this. It's got some centering issues on the back for sure. Wonder if that would pass at PSA as a 10 potentially. Let me take a look at this Mimikyu as a 10 with PSA. PSA 10 Mimikyu. And this number is Sword and Shield 136. So as a 10, he sells for almost $400. That's it. He's getting cracked. He's getting cracked. Oh, look at that. So it does. Man, it cracks. I don't like that at all, huh? All right. Did we learn anything last time we did this, or is it just tough as nails to crack this? This is one of the worst slabs to try and break free. There it goes. Okay, and then on this side. Oh my God, it's so tough. Doesn't want to let go. Look, even there it starts to crack. It doesn't want to let go. It wants to break. It doesn't want to let go. Oh, okay. That lifted up. Okay. I think we're pretty close actually here, guys. Tag slabs. They are the worst slabs of all to try and get open. Ha. Got it. Let's take a look at our card. Did we damage it? Luckily, we did not. Good. All right, this card gets another shot at PSA. Now, it could just be a waste of money to send this off to PSA, but we got to try. We're doing a test. I believe the centering is what caused it to fail, by the way. Tag slabs are the absolute worst to try and open easily because they fall apart like glass, actually. They're like glass. They're like glass. That's why they're so good to look through. They're good to look through. Very clean. And then they crack like glass. Scary, actually. It's terrifying. Okay. Scary. It's scary if you have, like, if you got a cheap card in there, who cares? But it's scary if you have a good card. All right. Let me take a picture. We got to take a picture. We take pictures of our regrades so we can learn from them. I have a hidden channel. It's the regrade channel. And I send cards out from one grading company to another company to see how it goes. Okay. This is going to say, was tag 9 back off centering? Okay. Tag 9 because the back of the card had serious off centering. Not serious, but maybe just enough that they didn't like it. But with PSA, they have different rules for off-centering on the back of the card. They allow more off-centering on the back than the front. This is why we want to test this. Because it means if you can consistently get better grades at PSA on cards that are well-centered on the front, badly centered on the back, means that you will send those borderline cards to PSA, not to Tag. It means Tag has a higher grading standard than PSA, and therefore you need to be pickier with your Tag cards. Look at this Rocket Zapdos. We just sold one for $260. This one missed the grade. That one got an 8. So when it says 8.5 in my brain, I just call it an 8 in my head. It's easier to think of it as an 8. PSA 8. And this is Zapdos Destined Rivals. Oops, Evils? Rivals. We talked about drugs tonight. How crazy. Drugs is a conversation to have, huh? Here's a GameStop stamp. What about that fancy... Boy, you can't even find it. Let me take another look. Give me a second. Here it is. So it last sold on October 20th, which was yesterday, for $45. $45, and you can't find one for sale now that is graded PSA 8. So we're going to just match that. $45 is fine with me. $45 for this 8. Love the drug combo. Everybody sleeping. Tag slabs are so pretty. Yeah, they're very pretty. Scary to open. They can be open, though, obviously. Like I just showed that they could be open. Some nice 8s here, guys. Nice Zapdos. Hey, wait, let's take a look at this Zapdos, by the way. So what went wrong with this? Wait a second. Before I go through with the sale, what was actually wrong with this? I realized I didn't look. It's a nice looking card, huh? Let's go ahead and scan the tag QR code. Let's find out what made it grade 8.5. So they do a grading report. The grading report says, let's see, a ding on the top right. Top right. What am I looking at? Look. Top right. Top right what? Do-do, skidoo-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo-doo-doo. Is it this red? I'm still trying to learn how to read this. You know what, guys? Mister, what's the best series tops to grade? You know what? I'm sending this off to PSA as well. We're going to do a test. I know we were just doing this, but since the stream slowed down for a second, I get a chance to work on this. I'm going to take a picture of this. Okay, make sure I get a good picture so I can rescan that label in the future if I want to. To PSA. Okay, and here we go. We're going to try and crack this guy out as well. Ooh, that is just really scary. I don't like that noise it makes. Oh, see, look, it just breaks instantly. I don't like that. All right. I'll start working it. Oh, good. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Okay, good. Nah, hold on. Bring my little screwdriver up here. Oh, that was good. Actually, I did a pretty good job there at the start. Okay, so they said there's something wrong with the top right. There's a ding. I'm not seeing it on the back of the card anyways. Okay. The front, perhaps? Top right? I'm not seeing that ding, dude. Okay. Did I mess up my nail? Messed up my nail doing that. All right. I don't know. Looks pretty clean to me. This will be an important one to watch, everybody. Now, I want to point something out. It's not just tag that will give like a harsh grade out. You look at it and you'll be like, that's too harsh. Then you send it to another company and it changes the grade. So if this comes out back from PSA and it's like a 10 or something, that's a huge deal because it goes from being a $45 card to a $260 card. So we'll be watching this carefully, and tag will not want this to upgrade into a PSA 10. Ouch. Okay. It will look bad for them. But trust me, PSA has done this for us too. We've graded plenty of cards with PSA that we then cross, and then it gets a higher grade with another company. In fact, we actually got one of the biggest cards back from this submission was an alternative art Rayquaza VMAX that was a 9, and it upgraded into a 10, and then a Ninetales base set 2 that was an 8 that upgraded into a 9. So it seems like just, you know, sending cards around in general gives them a chance to do better. Maybe not always, though. But you have to have, like, the confidence to crack them and test it again if you feel like it's a truly nice card. So it takes a sharp eye. You have to look at it and be like, we're going to give this one another chance. All right. So what is next? Let's hit refresh. Any orders in the queue? No, no, no. The queue's empty. The queue's empty. Let's rotate. We've got this Vulpix. That's ready to come down for sure. Here is a 9.5 high-class Galarian Moltres and a Wario. That's definitely a good round. We're going to take a picture of that to take it down. Okay, ready? We're going to go ahead and jump over to the All Slabs channel. Let's take a picture. Click. Okay. All right, all done. Vulpix is a V, Wario is a W, and Galarian Moltres is a G. That goes in box number 1. This goes in box number 3. How about some slabs from the rotation box? What's wrong with the Walking Wake? The Walking Wake is an 8. I looked at it, and that one's definitely an 8. So he is correctly an 8. He's got white dots. That's the issue with him. Okay. Hey, hey. Here's Quips Umbreon, still $100. It is, so that's my wife's drawing. Somebody was asking for a dark rye. Here it is. We got a dark rye 9. This dark rye 9 has some off-centering, so he is correctly a 9. And he was $45 back on 825. I think that price is fine. And then what do we have here? This was a $700 checklist Lugia. Okay, that's fine too. We'll leave that there. And, ooh, now this one could sell. This is a Cardos Disney Donald Duck and Mickey. Isn't that cute? That got the pristine from BGS. A lovely card. Cardos is printed by Bandai Namco. And this is the 100-year celebration card. When is the last time you cried? Oh, I don't know. A man never cries. There it goes. You're not allowed to cry ever. It's illegal. Wait, what was the price on this? The last time I cried was when I saw my brand new Shining Tyranitar. Tears of joy. Let's see, what do we got? 65. Grabbing this. There you go. All right. Society's gotten kind of weird over the years, and places like this big value on like guys crying. I don't know when that happened, but when I was younger, you got made fun of a lot for crying. It wasn't even a small thing. Like, you got made fun of fiercely for crying. And I actually still feel that way many years later. Like, that's just the way it's meant to be. I don't know when we got so like pro crying. I don't know when that happened. You know, you learn not to cry for a good reason. It makes you really tough. That's the whole idea of it, is you're supposed to be super tough. And being tough's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. We are. Not everyone has to be tough. I sent for the Mickey Mouse. Here it is. That was like that thing I was saying when I watched Jordan Peterson kept going on camera and crying a whole bunch. I was like, oh, Jesus, dude. Here's Iona's Wattrel. What? $40? I got to check that, okay? That one's being checked. Let's see. I don't know when it happens. It's okay for guys to cry sometimes, though. I'm not saying it's illegal or anything, but it wasn't like something that people valued, you know? Now people are like, we want you to cry. It's like, why? What happened? They're begging you to cry. If you want to be an actor, you got to learn how to cry, by the way. You ever notice that? Being an actor is mostly just knowing how to cry. Oh, man, he cried. So this has gone up a little bit. That's what I thought. Sometimes you got to let it out. It is. Sometimes you got to bottle it up and die of a heart attack like a man. Here we are. There you go. It's all been downhill since Bama. Yeah? Is that how you feel about it, Obama? Well, shucks. He certainly did not do well in the Middle East. I will say that. All right. That was the formation of ISIS. That was when we handed a bunch of weapons out to people in the Middle East because we thought that they would overthrow their leaders and what? Establish like a beautiful democracy? Oh my God, dude. That's what we thought was going to happen. That is not what happened. Women say they want you to cry, but it's a turnoff to them. Yeah, I think that's an oversimplification. You know, I think women want a range of emotions from men. Women don't strictly want the bad boy. But here's a problem. Like, if you consistently cry, they will eventually think that you're a man baby. So eventually I think that is true. But so, you know, it's a nuanced subject. There's no simple straight answer to it. It is. All right, we got Mr. CS Man, the Cardos Mickey Mouse. You got it. All yours. Oh, yeah. We'll find another one of those. I go find it, put it up on the table. I might have another. I might have one that's similar but different artwork. There you go. The balance of being a man. Yeah, it's nuanced. It's nuanced. If you cry, you know, at an appropriate time, I don't think that's a problem. If you cry too much, they go, he's crying as much as I cry. That's too much. Ooh, this is nice. What is this? Ooh. Dark Vaporeon 150. Let's take a quick look at that. Now, I'm not going to look that up. I'm just going to get a fresh label. I cried to my wife when my uncle died unexpected. I know that's understandable, but if you're frustrated at work, don't cry. Yeah, exactly. If you're frustrated at work, you need to turn into a tough guy. But yeah, at a funeral, it's totally normal. That's totally acceptable. It is. It's an interesting subject because I noticed we would occasionally talk about this subject of crying in the politics channel. And I was, I'm surprised to feel like the world around me has changed. When I was younger, it was not a respectable thing to cry as a guy. It wasn't. And now it's, times have changed and all that. And everyone's like, we just want men to cry all day long. It's like, why, dude? How does that benefit anybody? Here's Dark Vaporeon. I like guys to just be able to like solve the problem. I think that's way better. So but you can't solve some problems like death is unsolvable. All right, let's see. These are TCC thoughts. Welcome to my YouTube channel. All right. Tossing this over here. Where do we put this? Maybe right here. All right, put that right there. You can only cry when your dog dies or family or if you sell your hot rod, but that's it. If you sell your hot rod, that's a good time to cry. Mister, I need a picture for the channel. Yes, you do. Let me get that picture. All right, picture time. I never cried, but my dad passed. I cried a ton. Oh, that's totally normal. That's an appropriate time to cry. Here we are. So we're going to head over to the CS Man channel. Okay. Welcome to the TheCardconomist Alpha Male channel. We only eat steak off of cutting boards. Rule number 1 of being a total Chad, no crying. All right, I don't know why. That card just caught my eye right away. Well, that's why I graded it. It's a beautiful card. That's why I graded it. Here is Galarian Slowking. Ooh. We've got the Dragon Maid girl, Kana. Her name's Kana. $240 for that one. That one's in English, by the way. They're both in English. We got price up some of these consignment slabs bit by bit. Okay, so you're going to see some consignment coming up onto the channel. $700 Tops the Movie Checklist. Lugia. Ooh, nice. Waluigi. We got Waluigi. I only eat steak that is slathered in tears of my enemies. Sauteed, is that what you meant to say? Seared in the tears of my opponents. Let's take a quick picture of this. This is good. Get this out of here. All right. So this will go under the All Slabs channel. I feel like I should have a different channel than All Slabs. Okay, slathered. Snorlax, Waluigi. These go into box number 3. This goes into box number 1. What do we have here? Get in an argument with your girl and you start bawling. That won't do very well. Here's Meowth. That's maybe a perfect example of what would probably turn a girl off. She can beat you up. I don't think girls like that. Girls want to feel like you can't be beaten up. I think that makes them maybe very annoyed with you, but it also makes them feel confident in you. I think that's actually true. All right, let's see. Oh, so $170. Why does it do this? When I sorted these by least to most expensive, a bunch of them disappeared. Why did it do that? Yeah, weird. It makes a whole bunch of them disappear if you try to sort from most to least expensive. I think we're going to stick to this price. We have the yellow version, which I think is the more rare version of the card. And we're going to give it a nice new sleeve. I can hold it in front of people, but I get alone and have a whole alert cry session, no lie. That's funny, man. We are. All right. Here we are. Okay. Very nice. Here's 170. All right. You just need to turn on some good 9-inch nails. All right. Here's Arbok. Ooh. Arbok's PSA 8 for 55. You know, I feel like that's about the right price. So take a look at that beautiful Arbok. That Arbok is the cosmic foil, so that makes it wave 4. A lot of people don't appreciate what that means. Wave 4 is pretty good. Is it normal that I like other cards that are not Pokemon? No, that's pretty normal. That happens. You know, that's why I was saying, like, you know, you run into, like, the Cardos cards and stuff like that, and I go, well, one day you want them because you're so used to the other cards. All right, let's go grab this giveaway card real fast. Brandle. Here it is, Brandle. Oh, not Brandle. I'm sorry, Andy Man. And Brandle's the one who gave it away. Andy Man. Number 2. Cody Hodges. Cody Hodges. Let's see. Congratulations. Let's see. Here's Grid. The Grid. All right. Lovely. We got lots of slabs, lots of slabs. Here's a box of empty sleeves. I need to put these somewhere. Here's an interesting card. Let me get the dust off this. Okay. All right. Hitmonlee. Look at that Hitmonlee. Hit play on that. Go Pikachu. Pikachu! Ooh, beautiful Hitmonlee. Scooby-Doo-Doo-Doo. Okay, let's grab this. Oh, that's Hitmonlee. That's a PSA 9 first, or I'm sorry, Tag 9 first edition Hitmonlee. How did it grade 9, first of all? Take a quick look at it. Yeah, I agree with this grade of 9. Okay. Do you have any of those Tag 10 Wati cards? Tag 10 Wati era. That'd be nice. Not a lot of that exists. But no, I don't have a ton of that. First Hitmonlee. $58, is that right? 58. Wow, pretty affordable. That's tempting to put up into the Poke Shuffles. 58. I'll give you guys a chance to consider it, and if no one buys it, I might put that in the Poke Shuffles. He was sick, and it was Christmas. He was dying, so helped him to peace faster with my dad's 38 instead of suffering. I miss him. Hardest thing I've ever done. I'm sorry, man. Hate to hear that. I'm a pretty tough guy. You know, my parents are going to pass away, and I won't even go to their funerals. So I'm used to that. So we live 2 very different lives. You got to have a relationship with your family, and I did not. And that shapes you, you know. It's just a very tough thing, I guess. And I can't live that way. I can't live in a way where I spend all my time feeling sad about it. Just, you know, you can be as depressed as you want about it. But, you know, I had an unfortunate family situation, and for me, what works is to just be very tough, and hey, that's it. You know, you get your stuff in order, you get your house, you get your, you know, your girlfriend, you get food, you get your cards. That's about as good as it gets, and, you know, I'm happy with that at this point. Like, you know, you like come to terms that you had people in your life that maybe weren't that just good. What can you do about it? You know what I mean? That's a crazy statement, but I understand, Mr. Yeah, exactly. Like you won't relate to that, but you know, some people go through that in their lives. Their lives are very different, and so I hear people, you know, feel really sad over a parent, and I don't have those. I don't go through those feelings. So I'm like a different animal, sort of. we're both humans, but we're 2 different animals. But my parents were not exactly good people. Both of them were pretty bad, and that's on them. That's not on me. So you know, I move on with life, and that's one of the things you learn is how to move on, really. You move on, and you can feel sad about it. I've felt sad about it more in the past than now. Now it's sort of like I have my own life, basically, and people in my own life. You know what I'm saying? One piece menu getting pretty thin, says Wald Beer. Well, we do have EB3 coming soon, right? So EB3 is coming soon. Let's see. I had my first dog for 16 years. He got old bins and then aggressive and bit me. Shake my head. We had to put him down. Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks. Here's Togetic. 4 out of 8. All right. Yeah, I would say I was probably... I don't like Japanese. You like just the English ones, huh? I'll think about that, Mr. Waldbeer. All right, so Joshua Rodriguez for the reverse Master Ball Gengar break. Oh, it's getting close. It is officially in the close territory. Joshua Rodriguez jumping into the Gengar break is now 10 out of 19. We're in the home stretch, everybody. Joshua Rodriguez. Here it is. Jump you up here. Gengar getting close. All right, now this guy's been up here for a while, and he's taken a while. So we're going to do something here. He's going to be 10 out of 19, but we're actually going to lower it to 10 out of 18. We're going to remove the star spot from the break. We have the ability to do that. So there's no star spot pull anymore. Doesn't really change anything. Your odds to pull the actual card itself is about the same. Here it is. 41 and 18, 8 spots remain. He's closer now than ever. I figure, you know, he's like the card that could be receiving star spots. He's taken a while. So it wouldn't even bother me if he was receiving the star spots. Yeah, he's close to the end. Do you have approval, mister? Who has approval? It was shitty, but it doesn't make me sad like Pussy said. It makes me glad I was loyal enough to him to do myself. He was my dog, my responsibility. Of the dog? Again, I guess I would say I'm a very tough person on the inside, and I think people don't always understand what that looks like or feels like. But for me, it's like I don't get strongly attached to pets either. So, you know, I won't be at my parents' funerals, and I've never felt bad about losing a pet. I'm just that way, I guess. I don't know why. But to me, my brain has these two sections that are very strongly divided. Pets, humans. Pets are in the you can eat them category. Humans are not. So I know people get really strongly attached to pets. Like I watched Karis cry when the little kitty cat that wasn't ours got sent off to the other girl. And I was just like, you can just get your own cat. So the whole time I didn't feel it. I don't feel that impact. But it's like I can't do it. I don't feel it. It's very tough. The whole pets thing is very tough for me to relate to because I just, you know, it's just, I don't feel it that way. When the cat comes up to me or the dog comes up to me and they love on me and all that stuff, I go, you're being a nuisance. You know, get off of me. You know, so I don't know. Some guys are like that. I think it, for me, is a bit of its cleanliness. I actually feel very unclean around animals. So I struggle with that. And, you know, when it comes to relationships, I'm very direct. Like I want a relationship with a particular person and then not with anyone else. And it's just super direct. There's no like, let's get a little bit here, let's get a little bit there. That's kind of how it works in my head, right? Like if I'm not looking to fall in love with the dog, I don't have any feelings for that dog. And that's just kind of how it is. You have trauma. I don't know if it's trauma. It could, I don't know. You could argue trauma. I hear dogs, man's best friend and all that stuff. And it's like, you know, I'm happy enough to just be clean and left alone. So I like the cleanliness. And I've always said that, like with birds and all that other stuff, they're so loud. Birds are so loud. The dust goes everywhere. The bird dust goes everywhere. And it's just like, oh, brother, dude. You got the squawking bird. You just got bird feathers going out. It's just not me. And other people love it. And I totally appreciate and respect that. You know, I think, you know, you can't have a whole world of people like me out there because it would be a crazy world. But yeah, I do have trouble connecting to animals. I just want to eat them. I see them and I go, oh, look, it's food. My brain says that is food. It's definitely food. And so I really struggle. And I just don't feel it. I don't feel the love. Mister, go over all the breaks so I can update. Yes, let's take a quick look at the breaks. While I'm over here saying crazy stuff. We have a new break, Miss Tammy. It is the Topps Chrome Disney 100 Years of Wonder. Ooh. Would you eat a dog or cat? No, I wouldn't eat it just because it's culturally unacceptable. If it wasn't culturally unacceptable, I'd eat them all day. It wouldn't matter. I eat pig all day long. Pig's as smart as dog, and we just accept that we eat pigs. So I actually had some ham yesterday, and I didn't feel two things. I didn't cry. I didn't feel like oh my gosh, this pig loved me. I didn't have any feelings about it. And today I ate, I ate some chicken today. I didn't feel anything about that either. So we don't eat parrots, but we eat chickens all day long, and I just don't feel anything about it. Here's the giveaway. I'm going to put Tammy in the giveaway. Here you go, Tammy. Yeah, humans have a love of animals. I feel hierarchically over the animals. That's how my brain feels. And so if my brain feels like the animal would eat me if I was little, but I'm big, so I get to eat them. And that's the only way it sees it. It's kind of like really well formed in my mind. Here's Master Chief Halo break. And here's the Gengar break, 10 out of 18. Ooh. And here's the Togetic break, 4 out of 8. I know these are not super nice things, I guess, to talk about, but at least you get to hear kind of the truth, Here's the Staff card. Ooh. I don't get super excited for dogs. I don't get super excited to pet them. I don't get super excited for cats. Karis loves them, though. And I don't get super excited for birds or hamsters or anything. I get excited to live in a house that is very quiet and very clean. But I had 11 siblings at one point, and we had like hundreds of hamsters. We had 2 cats. We had 2 dogs. We had fish. We never had a bird, but I had a girlfriend who had a bird. And so I've had all these things in my life already. Maybe it's a part of just already having them. Have you thought about that? Like I've already done it all. I've done all the pets already. So for me, it's like, it's not as exciting anymore. It was exciting when I was younger, maybe, but I'm older now and it's not as exciting. I get excited for a nice clean room and a slice of ham. Nice clean room and a slice of ham from an animal that I'm eating. And I do think of it that way. I do think, hey, this was a living creature that I'm now consuming. There's no beating around the bush about it. I do see it that way. I go, this is an animal I'm eating, and I don't feel any badness about it at all because I'm the biggest animal. We are. Metatite, 8.5. Humans get really upset over that kind of stuff. There you go. Not Bambi. It's like Bambi's mom tastes good. Bambi's mom is delicious. We gotta have some. No more Mothman. No, there's no. Do we have Mothman? No, he's on eBay now. Yeah, he's on eBay. No more Ditto. No more Hello Kitty. Ditto and Hello Kitty. No Ditto, and then Hello Kitty. No, Hello Kitty got purchased. Yeah, Hello Kitty got purchased, and Ditto. I think he might have gotten purchased. Pay Firo off, says Waldbeer. What's up, gamer dude? How's it going, man? I love having a clean home. I really love having a clean home. It's so nice. And again, maybe that's from having a lot of siblings when I was younger. And so maybe I'm in a different time in my life where I just really appreciate having lots of cleanliness. All right, let's see. There's App Ditto somewhere. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Let's see. Aza, indeed, this is a joke. Like you can beat crying kid all day long, and I'll thank for making them be quiet. But if you yell at a dog, I'll hunt you down. Here we are. Here's a Magneton. I think people kind of see dogs as much more innocent than humans. Dogs, they live in a sort of captivity where they can only love you. They have no choice but to love you. And so when people abuse animals, it's really not a good thing. I feel the same way, actually. Animal abuse disgusts me. It absolutely disgusts me. People who do that kind of stuff are crazy. So, but when you put them into the eating category, it's a whole different ballpark. Isn't that funny? That's one of those things, that's a sort of contradiction, isn't it? Here's Princess Peach. Here's a Mimikyu. And it's kind of crazy how it works, isn't it? Tyranitar. Beautiful cards. Time for a picture. Isn't that weird how that works? All right. Don't abuse animals, except I need to eat that cow over there. Okay. I think my favorite meat is pork. I love pork. Beef's okay. Chicken's okay. Actually, I'm tired of chicken, dude. I used to like chicken more. I'm getting tired of it. These will go in box number 3. And box number 1. Your family tried to get a hold of you over the years? You know, slightly, maybe like one email once, and that's about it. So that's about it. So I'm living free, man. Anyone poist slabs? Yeah, actually, there was one. Don Quixote, he would be in this box if we took a picture. Did we take a picture of Don Quixote? Let me see if we put him in here, actually. I absolutely love my wife and son, but I could be 1,000% satisfied being left alone with a bag of weed and a cartons. A bag of weed. You go, there's a Don Quixote, $250. That's going to be an English graded pristine 10. If you look at it, you'll recognize that this is a case hit, right? So it's not a manga, but this is a case hit. And there it is with the nice pristine grade. Beautiful. I would buy it, but $250 for this non-top hit card that I've double already. No problem. I'll go put them away. All right. Yeah, Don Quixote. He's a case hit. Nah, bro, it's not a case hit. Ooh, that tells. Oh, you know, in Japanese it is a case hit. If that's an English version card, maybe I shouldn't call it a case hit. So in Japanese, that would in fact be a case hit. But let me look at the Don Quixote just to be sure what the pricing is, because you're making me wonder if it was priced wrong, but I don't think it was. I just priced it. Rosinante. There it goes. And he's an SP. Oops, I still spelled it wrong. I hate keyboards. All right. So we have a BGS 10 of the card. It is BGS English version. This one's in Japanese. Is there a sold copy of it? Maybe I need to make sure that there's a sold. Yeah, it's sold for $250 in September. I guess I can leave it at $250. I don't know. I'll just leave it alone. Somebody else might want it, but obviously not for you. I respect that. Correct English, you have 4 SPs per case. 500 subs left. We're almost there, mister. Oh my gosh, we're getting so close, guys. We are getting so close. Let me hit refresh on that. 500. Oh, less than 500. So we're at 99,525 subscribes. We're getting, you're right, we're getting very close. Okay, let's see. So I have no orders in the queue. We really are just pricing up slabs right now, which we happen to have a lot of. So if you care about seeing some good slabs priced, just stick around. Now, some of these are kind of repeats, I notice. Like, we've priced these up already. Oh, this one's never been priced. So, like, look, we got 2 of these, see? So I don't need to price up both of them. But I do want to price up one of them. Actually, maybe it makes a lot of sense to price them all up at once, right? So that I save myself some time in the future. Bandai Gengar? Yeah. He's all over the place. We got so many Bandai Gengars. Okay. Could you please ask Tammy to read my apology? I'll read it out loud. So, Doghouse says, let's see. Where did the apology go? I apologize for being a bit of a prick the other night. I was super stressed taking care of my mom after her first chemotherapy session. I'm sorry, no hard feelings, I hope. That's good enough. After that, I wouldn't press it or anything. You don't need to say anything after that. It is. There it is. You can't make somebody accept an apology or anything like that. Cody, those are some hot ones. Could you please ask Tammy to read my apology? Gyarados and Arcanine. There we go. And one more. Haha. All sleeved. All right. Ooh. Wow, these are very pretty. By the way, these are from Scarlet Violet base set. So this is from the base set. These are from Scarlet. I love Gyarados. He's such a good Pokemon. Gyarados is the best. Can we add Tammy to the giveaway? I did add Tammy to the giveaway. Because she was doing a little job for me, a little task for me. I think that's what we'll do. If you do a little task for me, I'll add you to a giveaway automatically. Here's Arcanine. Just wanted to see it. That's all. Thanks, mister. You're a classy dude. I'm super classy. Okay, we'll grab this. I don't know if I describe myself as classy. How would you guys describe me? You guys have a better perspective of me than I do. You guys get the bird's eye view of me, right? All right, let's see. Crazy. It is 092. Arcanine. Ooh, wow. It's not even expensive. Wow. This is such a nice card. All right, so we're going to go with Sardine Boy. I like that one, actually. I like that Sardine Boy. I'm thinking about making it $5. You can force me to eat sardines in the middle of a stream. Do you guys like that? Okay, good. Or maybe like for exercise, you could do like $5 and I have to run or like walk for like a mile or something. Would you guys like that? I mean, it adds a bit of interactivity with the stream, doesn't it? It sounds odd, right? But people, you know, if this was like a video gaming channel, it wouldn't be that odd at all. People love that kind of stuff, like throw a pie in someone's face, make somebody eat a bunch of sardines. Okay. All right. Yum. Sardines they're a very stinky food. You have to appreciate fish to appreciate sardines. But they're not that bad. They're not the stinkiest thing ever. Dude, how about that guy on TikTok who eats raw chicken like for years or something? What's his name? Flesh God or something? That's like 2019 Twitch stuff. Classic numbers guy who's very OCD, yet a bit of a Ferris Bueller in there. Gosh. Ooh, look at this Gyarados. All right. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How are they just 50? They just are. They're cheap. If you want it, buy it. It's not a mistake. That is the correct price. You know why they're cheap? Because there's so many good cards on the market competing with them. And I think it's a deal. I think it's a nice deal. Yeah, fermented raw chicken. You guys ever watch that guy Flesh God? He's like Liver King, but the real deal almost, you know? He's like the real Liver King. You know, because he's not selling you a product. He's not telling you to eat like he eats. He's just crazy. Yeah, he's not selling a product or anything. He doesn't have the perfect abs and the perfect workout. He's just this crazy guy eating raw chicken every single day. Flesh God. Yeah, I've ran into him multiple times on TikTok, and I watch it every time. I can't believe it. He doesn't have like like this hot white girlfriend. Yeah, he's got like a black girlfriend. He's a bouncer at a club eating raw chicken. It's the craziest thing. I don't know why it's so watchable. That might be one of the most entertaining things that has nothing to do with finances or politics that I watch on TikTok. Flesh God. He wakes up. He's going to have like a bunch of egg whites. He gets like raw milk with vaginal juices in it. What the hell does that mean? Like vaginal cultures? Isn't that what he's some crazy crap like that? Like that guy's nuts, dude. How's he not dead? Right? Because everyone would say you definitely shouldn't eat raw milk that's been mixed with vaginal cultures. What is that? And then just raw chicken every day. He's just raw dogging the chicken every single day. How? It doesn't make any sense. What are you watching? Yeah, I scroll through my feeds and you run into this guy on TikTok. Maybe you run into this guy on TikTok called, I think his name's Flesh God. And he's just out there eating raw chicken every single day. And I don't know how he does it, but yeah, he just eats tons of raw chicken. It's funny because my whole life I've been told, don't eat raw chicken, it's going to kill you. This guy's just eating raw chicken all day long. He doesn't care. He's built like an animal. He eats moldy bread. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't get it. Have you ever seen the kid who said he'd do a push-up for every sub? Kid wakes up to thousands of subs on YouTube, lol, and says, never mind. Ooh, you can't do that. You got to respect the rules. All right, so those are pretty good. Never heard of that guy. Yeah, he's nuts, man. Can you show the Moltres behind them? Absolutely. He wants to see the Moltres. Here it is. So this is a Galarian Moltres for $90. The artist is none other than Shinji Kanda. So anything by him has been doing very well. This is coming from the year 2022. That makes it 3 years old. Sorry, the iPhone's turning the screen red like that. Very beautiful, graded by Tag. We know that Tag grading standards are very tough. It's got the super crystal clear holder. It's a nice heavy holder too. If you've never owned a Tag slab, the moment you do, you'll want more. PSA got to be careful with this one because I think Tag's a real contender. Actually, I don't think that Tag would displace PSA. Tag has the ability to take a lot of market share, I think, from CGC. CGC's got to look, watch his back. It could lose its spot as the second biggest company. And be replaced by, well, or maybe like BGS or something. They've even got this nice pristine grade. I like that. So we're just showing off lots of slabs tonight. You guys are seeing lots of slabs come up. What else do we have here? What else do we have? Oops, come on now. Did this grade 10? It did grade 10. Look at this saucy mama. So right now, Absol is kind of having a lot of attention because of the Mega Absol. So here we have a 2022 Battle Region holographic Absol, and it shouldn't cost too much. It's just a holographic card. So it's just a nice thing to own if you like Absol. Man, I need like a, with these really, really crystal clear slabs, you got to be careful not to touch the surface because they take a fingerprint really easily. And so I need like a micro cloth to, sort of wipe off the slab from time to time. The brush doesn't do it. The brush gets like dust off of it. Okay. So I don't think this card would be very expensive. I don't even know if we can find one. Battle Region. Ready? Battle Region. Absol. Let's just see what we run into. It shows me anything but Absol. That's really stupid. Oh, oops. 051. Oops, I typed in 052. Yeah. I don't know. I get to make up my own price for it, I guess. I don't know. $45 maybe? It did get a 10 and I did pay for the grading, so I gotta be able to make that worth my while. It's lovely. That might scratch the plastic. Well, not if it's a soft enough cloth. It's 45. Oop, I hear Karis wandering around out there. So we did just get an order from somebody. Where'd that go? Bobine Simic. What? Joshua Ramos. Josh, 1 Raw Shuffle, 1 Scarlet Violet English. Oh, very interesting. Okay, Mr. Josh. Good luck. Oh, 1 Raw Shuffle. Give me a minute here. Okay. Now you might have sent too little. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're actually going to pull this round of poker cards. Very interesting. This might just be a cold pack. You have to understand that. This is definitely a round. Oh, wait a second. No, this is good. You got the Ace of Spades. This is considered not a cold round. This is a hit round. My bad. So it just comes with some extra cards, but you actually just pulled Ace of Spades Mario out of here. And this is Retro Mario, and it's from like 10 years ago. So you just pulled Retro Mario Ace of Spades. That's considered a hit. I don't know how you feel about that. Do you think that that's stupid? Do you like it? Here we are. All right. Flesh God used to fight under the name Boban. Oh, so he used to actually be a fighter. That's cool. Okay, Joshua. Now, the Scarlet Violet. Now, notably, if you're using a, if you're ordering from like Canada or something, I want to mention that the actual amount I received came out to $17.50. Not that it's a big deal or anything, but it's just something to look out for. Let's see, where would that be? Scarlet Violet base set. Scooby Booty the Buns. Deaths and Rivals. Surging Spark. How they evolve. Wait, is this it? Ah, found it. Okay. Scarlet Violet. Good. Put this all away. Put this away. By the way, did you guys know we've got this beautiful jumbo pack break you can jump into? It's $40. I just tossed a bonus pack in there, so now it is even better priced. But here, we're going to toss another pack in here. We're going to toss this Digimon pack in here, so now it is an even better price. So the Digimon pack goes in. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and snip this. Snip. I like those packs. They're pretty wild. We've got Rotom Squovet Arboliva. Look at that Arboliva. So nice. Okay. Thank you so much, Joshua Ramos. Thank you for the order, man. Tossing this way. Mister, you have an announcement to Square that says Zelle payments can take a 3% discount. Does that still not apply? What is that, from like 7 years ago? When did I say that? Very recently? Let's see. My announcement channel. Can you tell me what day that was on? Was that like a long time ago? I can offer a smuggling service across the border to Canada if needed by anyone, lol, but cards only to avoid tariffs. Oh, it's a smuggling service. Jesus Christ, dude. Nah, that's not worth it, man. If you get in trouble doing that, I want to hear about you getting in trouble. That's no good. Get in trouble, that'd be interesting. Man caught smuggling Charizard. Yes. Actually, I was just watching a video. It was in Australia, I think, and they were receiving product from Canada, and it was toys, and they were discovering that the toys were filled with meth. Holy dude! So they had a operation going on over there, and they caught it using scanners. Pretty interesting. There it goes. I've been doing it the whole time, 9 months ago. I'm joking, by the way. Unless you need a guy, hit me up. What I want to do with the Zelle is I want to offer like a reason for people to swap to Zelle. But ultimately, let me put it this way. Ultimately, if you took 3% off all the time, at some point, there's no point for me to advertise Zelle at that point, But it is an interesting idea, isn't it? Yeah, I probably wouldn't announce that again today. Here's Joshua Ramos. But what I've thought about doing, I've thought about hosting giveaways that are exclusively for people who have a Zelle. What do you think of that? To try and get more people on the Zelle. Here we go. I only use Zelle. That's 9 months ago. That was a long time ago. That's enough time for a baby. Okay. And now we are all out of orders again. I'm back to pricing up these beautiful cards. Let's see what we got next. So I know this is really popular. There's that Pikachu, huh? What was wrong with Pikachu? Let's take a quick look. I don't always understand what they don't like about these cards, because this is such a nice, clean card. I'm starting to question if tag grading is actually much tougher than PSA grading. I'm starting to question that. Okay, tag grading. We are now going to see what went wrong. Might be top to bottom centering. They're going to say back left edge wear. Oops, trying to slip out of my hands there. Edge wear on the back left. Yeah. Let me see if I can see that. Okay, so it kind of highlights it over here for us, huh? What am I looking at? Edge wear. I mean, it's almost impossibly small. Oh, no, it's there. I see it now. Awesome. All right. So this picture didn't really help me identify it, but I knew where to look, I suppose. I see it now. Crazy. Okay. So watch. If we pick up the card and zoom in, you can see it right there. It's really obvious at that point. And that's not like residue or something, is it? Like if I crack this open, could I just wipe that off of the card? I would just trust them. I would just trust them. I like to experiment, but I don't know if I want to experiment with such an experiment card or with such an expensive card, Okay. Is that on the card, or it almost looks like it's on top of the card? It makes me wonder. I bet you can wipe it off. I know. I can't tell if it's truly on the card. Is that edgeware? Might be edgeware. I'm going to go with them. I don't want to crack it out and find out it doesn't come off. I didn't know there were McDonald's Pokemon cards. That's really cool. This has officially become the most graded Pokemon card of all time. This card right here, because it's super desirable. Here it is. We're hosting a break on one of these. If you guys want a chance for one, right here is up to 3 out of 10, $30 to join. We could get this off tonight if you guys willed it. $30, chance for McDonald's Pikachu. Just a fun little thing. And then let's see. So let's get a price on this 9, shall we? Okay. Looks raised like foreign. Pretty neat, right? That's why we like tag grading right there, guys. The grading report is pretty amazing. Way, way better than subgrades. Way better than subgrades. All right. It looks like he's going to be $65. But hold on, don't buy it because I'm going to check the Poke Shuffle to see if we've already got one in there. We do. There's already one of these in the Poke Shuffle. Okay, good. So he's already in the Poke Shuffle. McDonald said, hold my beer, Van Gogh. That's right. Oh, this one's in Japan. Wait a second. So to buy this one, you would have to pay 15% on it. So hold on. So that's part of the calculation. Closer to about 75. Okay. $74 on this beautiful 9 Pikachu. You can trade for that, by the way. Is tag shooting for a higher reputation than PSA? Well, all the grading companies are trying to take down PSA, I'm sure. They'd all love to be the top grading company or the grading company with the most demand. Ooh, okay, good card alert coming up here, guys. Check this out. You ready? Hold on, let me move this around. Try to move this around a little bit. I don't even want to sell this one. That's how you know it's good. Look at that. Acerola Altart. How does this one not go up in price every time? This is the perfect, like, Halloween card right here. Take a look at that, guys. Beautiful. Acerola from Mega Symphonia, and it's the alternative art. I don't know. I think that one's going to do well. It looks very vibrant in the tag slab, too. Because you've already got the fact that, Japanese cards are better texturing, and then the tag slab is better visual. Let's take a quick look. Okay, let's see. We're going to go with Acerola's Mischief. 090. Well, let's just look it up. Let's see what comes up. Acerola's Mischief. 250. Hold on. Let's sort it like this. And then let's sort it by actually from the higher price, not the lower price. And then let's scroll down. We'll scroll down. We'll scroll down. We'll scroll down. All right. So the first one appears at $250. 250. Cool. All right. That's going to be our price. We just match PSA. I don't go above PSA. I have seen tag slabs priced above PSA. We're not going to do that. We just match. I don't care to look up both of the companies. I just want a very fast, reputable price. 250 on that Acerola. That's a nice card. I'm going to be cleaning my room a lot more when I get my slab I won earlier, and it will be my first slab ever. Nice, dude. Does she have Mimikyu behind her? Let's take a quick look. I can't honestly. There's a. It all looks like it's stitched stuff, like she's working on sewing. So I don't think she truly has any Pokemon behind her. She's like making these little outfits. So maybe those are outfits for Mimikyu, including ones that are not the traditional Pikachu. I don't know. It's like a Stoofy. That's right. It's like a Stoofy. All right. Like your mama. So that's a really good one. Here's another really good one. We might as well get this one priced up while we have it right next to us. So there's another one of those as a 10. Okay, set this over here, set this here. Those are BGS slabs. Cool, so we're actually working our way through some of these slabs. They're getting priced up. They're getting their pictures taken. Some of the best ones are selling off pretty easily. That Acerola will be gone. So you guys should take a shot at it if you like it. Okay, here's a Litleo and a beautiful Galarian Moltres. Again, I like these Galarian Moltreses. I think they have a strong chance to move up in price. Kind of like, you know, kind of like the triplet beat Paldean Evolved Magikarp, because it is a Shinji Kanda card. There we go. The fact that he's already 90 is a good sign. All right. And then Leo. Yeah, so he's in the new game, Legends ZA. How many of you guys are playing or did play Legends ZA, and what did you think of it? Give me your rating of Legends ZA. This is going to be the Litleo. Mega Symphonia, huh? Symphonia Litleo. All right, and there's none for sale. But let me check sold. He last sold for about $35. Okay. Let me go ahead and hit play on this. Play. ZA was very underwhelming. I felt that the graphics and there was a range of things I didn't like about it. The number one was the absolutely flat walls. Horrible. Just horrible. I don't know who designed that, but it looks stupid as hell. Looks worse than some mobile games. The voice acting. It's so insane how quiet the game is from a lack of voice acting. It feels very unnatural for a video game, and it would not cost them very much work to just get some sound effects, like maybe a gasp, or maybe like a or something like that. You know, like think about like Link in Zelda. Link makes noises. He doesn't talk, but he does make noises. So they should have had some noises for your playable character. And then the way that the story kind of holds your hand and forces you to go from point A to point B all the time. Like there's very little thinking involved. It's clearly a game designed for little kids, because it is a little kids game. But think about it. It's been 30 years. They have an old audience now. They could easily up the difficulty and up the complexity of the game. And they don't have to ruin the experience for kids while they do this. Just offer us hard mode. No tutorials, no help. Hard mode. Easy mode, hard mode. Kid mode, adult mode. Please, Pokemon, we're begging you. The cutscenes are crazy, too. I'm so tired of being stuck in cutscenes. It's like, I just want to play. I want to play. I don't care about these long cutscenes. Let me skip them. I'm not reading the story anyways. Think about how that's going to affect the replayability. Like, you're not going to want to replay it, the storyline, because you'll be stuck in these super long cutscenes that you don't care about. So the cutscenes are terrible. And so there's a lot of things that they could heavily, heavily improve about the game. Let's talk about the good things, though. It takes place in one city that looks the same everywhere. Boring. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so that goes back to the fact that graphically it's very ugly, and that's just not acceptable. It's 2025. It's not even slightly okay looking. It's just super ugly. And that is, that should remove a lot of points from it. The good sides, I like the dodge. I like the, it's Dark Souls now. It's Monster Hunter now. I like, I like the dodge. I like the new fighting system. So they have completely redone the game. Old Pokemon is turn-based. Legends CA is not, well, it's sort of turn-based, but it plays kind of like Final Fantasy almost. Like, you queue up a move and then your character uses it. And then, there's like concepts like some moves block, some moves hide you. You can swap out your Pokemon to avoid a move. There's a lot of tricks to the game now. So there's some skill involved. So this is Pikachu, and then this is Team Rocket's Raticate. Cool. These are going to box number 3. So there's some skill in the game that's not just turn-based, but instead it's like reaction and reaction speed. And that's great. It's a brand new formula for playing the game. It truly breaks the old formulas. It's truly new, and it's fun. Like, it's legitimately fun. And so it's kind of disappointing that they didn't polish the game up more and just spend more money on it or something, because they could have had something that could have been a really big hit on their hands. And instead, you have like this limited place to go explore. You got limited Pokédex. Who cares what the story is? You can't hear anyone talking anyways. I'm also kind of tired of the old Pokemon roars. Some people might like it for the nostalgia, but I think they could hire a voice actor to be like Pika Pika at this point, because, they're in 3D models anyways at this point. So I think it would be okay if they changed some of that. I don't know how other people feel about that. That's kind of a non-issue. But the other things are not non-issues, like the absolutely horrendous flat walls on every building, and the, 3 similar tricks to every side quest, or climb this ladder, you're on top of a roof now. It's the same roof everywhere. Those kind of things are real problems, the repetition. But despite this, it's fun to play because of the new battle system. It's a truly new way to play Pokemon. On top of that, the Mega Evolution fights was probably my top fun moments, because it's very different. You get this big-ass Mega Evolution. It's almost like a Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter. It's almost like a Monster Hunter fight. It's a boss fight. It feels great. And they have so much potential with that, and yet I don't think they're going to use it. I don't think they're going to really focus the game around it, sadly. But it was truly fun playing against a big mega Pokemon, and you got to dodge his moves because you got to dodge now, and you got to beat up on him as fast as you can. It was fun. I actually really liked that part, and it's just too bad that they didn't polish it more. I really believe that. Morning, Mister. Hey, what's up, Gamer Dad? What's up, Ryan Filipoff? He says, what do you think about Destined Rivals and all the price spike? Love it. I got a whole bunch of that product because it's one of my favorites. Love Destined Rivals. One of my favorites. I like that it interacts with Pokemon Go. It interacts with Pokemon Go. I didn't know that. I got to find my Switch and play the Pokemon game. Yeah, so overall, I would give the game like a 3 out of 10 in terms of like a graphical experience, a story experience. Even the music, I feel like there's only like 3 or 4 soundtracks in the entire, like, you start to realize the music, it's just super repetitive. The map's too small, blah, 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 all these bad things. But the actual, like, first of all, the idea of Pokemon, 10 out of 10. Collect Pokemon that you like, right? Raise them. And then also the new gameplay system, it's got to be like an 8 or something. It's actually pretty fun. It's just, it could be better. You can feel like there's moments where it's very clunky. So graphically, no, it's a terrible game. But gameplay-wise, it's got an addictive of enough playback loop. You just wish you weren't bogged down by all the other details. You don't have to, have your hand held. You wish that it was a real challenge. Like, imagine if that game was actually difficult. I'd be addicted to it. If it was difficult, I'd be like, I got to figure this out. But it's not addictive because it's not difficult. If it was a difficult game with the new battle system, I'd be so stuck on that game. I'd be playing it all day. Look at that Meowth. He's a nice 9, $60. We've got this beautiful Iona's Watrel. And here we have Goop Gas Attack. All right, Goop Gas Attack. I came in late. Which game are we talking about, please? We're talking about Pokemon ZA, the new Pokemon game. And I was kind of giving it, you know, my day 4 review, or however many days it's been. Because I've been playing it, by the way. Karis and I have both been playing it. We've been playing Legends CA this whole time. She's really far along in the game, and I'm not as far as along, but I've been watching her play. And, yeah, it's actually fun. It's undeniably fun. And that is, again, it comes down to the fact that they've created a new way to play Pokemon. It's not turn-based anymore. You have to queue up a move, and then that move has a cooldown. Okay, so maybe you use a move like Waterfall, and then it's the super powerful move. It goes in a kind of like a line, so you can hit multiple. Like in the wild, you might have to fight multiple Pokemon. But anyways, it's this attack that attacks in a direct line, and it's, you know, it's a physical attack, so your Pokemon has to touch the other. You know, there's all these little rules now you have to learn. And I could see it if there was a versus mode between 2 human players, I could see it getting really intense, right? Because people would start to optimize, they would start to learn all the little tricks, and it could get really intense. Wow, look at this one. Woo, that is fancy, dude. Where'd I even get that from? Okay. Trade me Pokemon so I can own a TCC Pokemon. Trade me Pokemon. Oh, you want one of those TCC slabs from the one guy who needs the cash? I might be able to come up with something like that. You're funny. That's like saying there's skill in women's sports, but just not hard to acquire skills, so the game is easily able to conquer by anyone and have fun that focuses on fun, not challenge. What are you saying? We are. What did you say? Put this over here. Here's a little tag sticker. That's Lesbian. Whoa, it's already 4:40. Where did the time go? Wow. All right, let me mark this on red. And now let me jump over here. Okay, we're going to say PSA 10, Espeon. Espeon 211. Let's see. We'll grab all that. Give me a moment. Wow. Wow, beautiful card. I'm going to go ahead and place this up into the live customs. Ready? Wait, let me look at it again. PSA, everyone have a great day. So let's see. Looks like we're going to do maybe 120. Good. Okay, and off to the live customs it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. You ready? We're going to grab an energy card. And this shall say number 211, Espeon 10. Awesome. Okay, pop that in there. And we'll flip this. Oh, wait a second. Remember, cork bulletin boards. Cork bulletin boards. Are you asking me if I remember them? Yeah. Are you saying people don't have those anymore? I'm pretty sure there's a grocery store nearby me that has them, where people can post like their business card and stuff. Is cork bulletin boards. Cork's really interesting, isn't it? All right, cool. That's going into the live custom. Another top pull going into the live customs. The live customs are stacked, guys. We used these big returns to make sure top cards went into the live customs. That's what we did. I'm looking at it now. It's true. Really good cards went into the live customs pretty exclusively here once these returns started coming in. Oh, yeah, this looks pretty good. All right. There we go. Cork is honestly a good topic. Joshua Ramos says 1 Raw Shuffle, 1 Scarlet Violet. Okay. 1 Scarlet Violet. Oh, that's Paldea Evolved. That's what I thought. I thought that was Paldea Evolved. There was a Scarlet pack in there. That's so funny. All right, I got to find my Scarlet. You ready? Let's see. What is this? That's Stellar Crown. I don't know where my Scarlet Violet is. I might have to get a new box of it. Hold on, man. I'll go get a new box. Scarlet Violet, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Here we are. Good. Oh, I got to sneeze, man. Oh, my gosh. Woo! Too much dust. There you go. Let me put a sticker on this that says base set. Save me some effort next time. Base. Based. Okay, it says base on it. Very good. Now you gotta choose a box for this to go into. Middle box? No. Maybe the box on the left then. Middle box, yes. Oops, we gotta keep this plugged in again. This needs to be charging the whole time. Phone's almost dead. All right, good. And so 1 Raw Shuffle and 1 base pack. And then some more of these. Oops. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. You got more of the Mario poker cards, which is either a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if you like them. Let's see exactly what this is about. Now, maybe this is a cold round because, like I said, some of them are actually cold. And they're just, oh, you got Toad. He's adorable. Okay. That's not bad. All right, this is, in fact, considered a cold booster pack. The goal of it is to fulfill 1 cold spot. It's not a bad spot, though, you know? Like, if that's a cold booster, it's very interesting because you can still grade what you pulled there. All right, 1 cold booster pack coming out of there. 1 hot one. Both times they were the poker cards. It's pretty interesting. And now there are probably not much poker cards in there. I'm thinking about filling that with all kinds of weird, interesting stuff. The Raw Shuffle. Just like stuff you wouldn't normally find in Nintendo boosters. Staravia, Reverum, Indudu. Indudu. Put that there. Oops. Throw that all away. This pack's going to be a holographic pack. 1 holographic pack of Scarlet Violet. Scarlet Violet base set was kind of the beginning of the downside of the market, the Pokemon market. People were so fed up with the quality of the Pokemon games, and at the same time, the new Pokemon designs were just not landing. People weren't excited for it, and, you know, the new base set featured a lot of those designs. Okay, cool. Nice. We also have a card here. This is Machoke from XY era. He did not get a 10. I guess I hoped he would, but I can see a white dot on him. Maybe I was just reaching for anything to grade, you know? But he got a nice 9. I don't know, 25 bucks or something? 20 bucks? Let's just get a little price on him for fun, shall we? Maybe 20 bucks. He looks cool. Yeah, he is kind of cool. We just want to get rid of him. Okay. You really can find deals on it. With all these slabs coming back, there's a lot of slabs that I really do just want to get rid of. So you will find some deals here for sure. You're not going to find a deal on the top card. That's what I will say. So if there's like a top chase card that virtually everybody wants, you will not find that one selling for a deal. We'll ask full market price on that one. Here's Umbreon, and he failed to grade how we wanted him to. He's going to be just $15. See? So we just get rid of that. Here's Rotom. Look at that Rotom from XY Ancient Origins. That's cool, but I don't think Rotom's very popular. That is an Ancient Origins Reverse Holo. I feel like it's actually more valuable than the Machoke is. Okay. All right, there we go. Thinking about the middle box there. Maybe it needs to be different alphabetically. So Rotom should be, I don't know, 20 bucks. Who cares? Here's Dugtrio. See you for the daytime stream. Hopping off. See you later. We got a beautiful XY Dugtrio for 20 bucks. Okay. Here's a Scavalier. Ooh, beautiful. A Scavalier. Okay. Now, this one's a little bit different. This one's actually from Pokemon Black and White, and it's one of these really cool blue border cards. I don't think we were expecting a good grade on this, and I just sent it in anyways, just to have something to grade. But I think we're going to be really reasonable. We're probably going to ask about 30 bucks on it. Okay. So these are some cheap ones. If you're looking for cheap ones, we got a couple of these old maid cards. You know, I think I already graded or priced some of these. I should have priced them all together. Save myself some time so I don't double price them. You know. All right, we got BGS slabs on my left. How about on my right? Get a BGS slab on my right. Let's grab these. Let's try to put these together. So we received a BGS return recently, and all that needs to be priced up as well. And we also need to start pricing up more of these cards from the consignment submission. So let's try to stack these up a little bit. Okay. Make notice how you're the only employee keeping the company profitable. Yeah, what? Look at that. Wasted my time grading this with Beckett. That's sad. Beckett, man, the 9.5s are killer. So we'll be doing a lot of regrading of these 9.5s maybe. Here's a Quips Umbreon for $100. Oh, nice. Let's get it a lovely clear sleeve. That's my wife's drawing, and I've been selling these for her for a while. We have sold quite a lot of these for $100. Actually, we sold all of them for $100. And, you know, since she's going to be a famous artist, you know, you're getting in early on her famous artwork, right? Now that's a double thin sleeve. Another joint and head out on the road. It is. All right. There we go. Quips Umbreon. Okay. What is the app that you use to pre-grade your cards? The app. The app for pre-grading. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, there's no app for pre-grading. I don't use an app for pre-grading. I think I've heard of that though, but yeah, I don't use an app. Okay, so how about these awful 9.5s? God, dude. I feel like just regrading this with tag just straight up. But look, this guy, he's got a pristine 10. He doesn't need the regrade. Mr. is the app. Yeah, it's called These Eyeballs. Thought you had a ruler or something. I do have a ruler, yes. I have a ruler that I own that allows me to see precise measurements on the edges of the card. All right. Now, pristine Charizard. Oops. BGS 10. Charizard. What's his number? 17. There he is. $200. That seems high. Let's check the PSA 10 price. And also, he's actually 0.17. I don't know why BGS does that. BGS does not respect the 0, huh? All right. I do think 200 is a bit high. Let me hit buy now. The PSA 10 price is 40. I think that, you know, for the BGS 10 to be more than, to be 5 times higher is just, it's not correct. However, I do think there should be a premium because it's a pristine 10. I think there should be a premium. And I think I'm going to ask about 65 for this one. And I think it'll probably sell too. It is. 65 is just tempting enough, isn't it? So there's a beautiful card for 65. Okay, oops. Now, just to keep in mind, I've got a BGS pristine 10 of this for sale for 65. If you go to eBay, the only one for sale is 200. So that's really not too bad, is it? It's not so bad. Pristine tax like swirl tax? Well, yeah, the you know, so clearly the BGS pristine is very hard to acquire. And we can see this because every time we send cards out to BGS, they're handing out fat 9.5s all day long, and like 3 or 4 of the cards will actually get the pristine 10. So we know the pristine's very hard to acquire, as is the black label. And so, yeah, we're just going to, you know, we're going to have a premium on that pristine because we can feel how hard it is to acquire. Did y'all open the 151 surprise? We sure did, Mr. Roy. Nothing really crazy came out of it. The pulls were actually pretty normal. Unfortunately, it is. But we could add it to the menu if we wanted, the 151 surprise now. Here is Flareon. Look at that Flareon. Here is Vaporeon for 150. That's cute. And here is Abra. Ooh, let's take a picture of this real fast. Oh, let me leave this plugged in, actually. Okay. All right, jump in here. We're going to head right off over here to the All Slabs channel. Ready. Taking a picture. Lovely. Okay. Now, that's Flareon with an F, and Abra with an A, and Dark Vaporeon with a D. These all go into box number 1. Good. Next round. What do we have here? We've got Golduck from the yellow deck. That's really nice. That's a consignment card. We're not going to take that down quite yet. We got this Lugia for 700. He's an expensive slab. Here's Hitmonlee. We just priced him up. And Arbok for 55. All right. Arbok and Hitmonlee, huh? Cool. We did pull Friendship and Loving Community. All joking. Such a blank thing to say. All right. Let's see. Taking a picture. I put my finger in the picture somehow. How did it do that? We do have a nice community. I'm very happy that we have such a nice community here. I think the people here are very passionate about cards, and they're knowledgeable, and they like to just hang out and have very chill times here. And we're very focused on, you know, understanding all this stuff about the card market and all that. We take it all really seriously. What is the pack split? Yes, Mr. Lucaplore. Here it is. So the pack split's an unusual one this time. It's Topps Chrome, 100 Years of Wonder. There's only 4 cards in this, and it's a really expensive booster pack. And you're hoping to pull a 1 of 1 Disney card out of here. It's possible to do. If you happen to pull it, it's worth probably $10,000 at minimum. So you're looking for a 1 of 1 100 Years of Wonder card out of here. Okay, Disney. Disney's not doing so well with this current franchise, Tron. I don't know if you guys were listening to the news on that one. Tron bombed. Poor Tron. It's because of Jared Leto. Well, maybe not just Jared Leto. Maybe also the story writing. I didn't watch it. Let's see. Here's a nice 10, but look at that label sliding over. That's no good. Why does the label do that? Oh, there it goes. All right, so you just kind of knock it back into place. That's fine. Cult leader Jared Leto. Yeah. Yeah, I saw he was in the movie. I was like, why Jared Leto? I don't know what happened with Jared Leto, but once upon a time, he played the Joker in a Batman movie. It was called, it was that Misfits movie, right? And he played the Joker, and I just about threw up in my mouth, and that was it. I was like, all right, all done with that. Let's see. Grab this. We're going to go over here and look at the price. So a nice pristine on this card as well. BGS 10. Magnaton. Pristine. Yes. Nothing showed up. Let's remove the word pristine. Maybe people don't add that to their titles. Let's add the word 112. Okay, that's his number. There he is. All right, selling for about 85. Not bad. God, we needed a card to be a black label. We didn't get any black labels from this round. So sad. But we did get one for the next round. We got a black label Garchomp. And then everything else was like a nasty 9.5. Oh my gosh, was that Leto? No way. Yeah, Suicide Squad. The Joker from that was Jared Leto. And when I saw that, I was like, his name was ruined in my mind that way. I was like, all right, that's enough Jared Leto forever. I'm down for the cult. Then at least we'll get free haircuts. Well, you know, probably only one kind of haircut. You got to buzz all your hair off. That's my favorite haircut. Completely shaven. All right, guys. Well, it's 5 a.m. I feel pretty satisfied. We got a number of cards priced up. We had some fun conversations. I can feel things are kind of tapering off. Let's go ahead and take a break here. I'll see you guys again. Oh, wait. Let's hand out the card. Let's hand out the free card. We got to hand out the free card. We're not going anywhere. We're going to wrap up here. We got Tammy in there. Thank you, Tammy. And here's Easy E. And CS Man goes on. Easy E and CS Man. But it's going to roll Tammy. Landing on 3. That's Mr. Grid. All right. Satisfied and fried. It is. There goes. Place this up here. All right. I had a great time, everybody. I'm going to hop off now. We'll be back on for the Tuesday daytime stream. And I want to mention this. We might have a PSA return tomorrow, okay? So I hope you guys will be there. See you later, everybody.